talk for a while. Y'all, I got my hands up, singing along to my favorite country songs. Slipping left, right in the neon light, girl, I'm really feeling your high. You know you got me wrapped around your little finger so tight. You got this, got that, bartender man, hold me back. Yeah, you're just my type. Hey girl, how about we go on over and get a drink? They got beer, got rum, got tequila if that's your thing. Whatever you say, the way you move when I got your hand in mine. You and me, just us in time, baby, feels so right. Y'all, I got my hands up, singing along to my favorite country songs. Stepping left, right in the neon light, girl, I'm really feeling your high. You know you got me wrapped around your little finger so tight. You got this, got that, bartender man, hold me back. Yeah, you're just my type. Yeah, you got your cowgirl half blonde curls. You know that we should hop in the truck, get tangled up, and maybe go drive around. We go slow, go fast, we can do whatever, baby, I'm down. Y'all, I got my hands up, singing along to my favorite country songs. Slipping left, right in the neon light, girl, I'm really feeling your high. You know you got me wrapped around your little finger so tight. Got this, got that, bartender man, hold me back. Yeah, you're just my type. Yeah, you're just my type.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to Glick's House of Music. Hopefully you guys are having a good Friday. The work week didn't do you too much damage. That was Hunter Lott with My Type. If you guys aren't already, go ahead and check out them social medias. The newly branded Nonsensical Network, ladies and gentlemen. The home of Men Caring for Men. Whoa, not that. Men Caring for Men, Jeff's Garage, the Nonsensical News Show, Talking Shit, Glick's House of Music, Nonsensical Nonsense, and the Jarvis Podcast. You can find all those podcasts, all those shows, 7 days a week worth of live shows, all at bio.link/nonsensical nonsense network. Go ahead and give us a follow, give us a listen, and give us a share if you'd be so kind. What's going on, Benji? Without wasting too much time, I do want to go ahead and introduce our guest tonight. This young man, Mr. Hunter Lott in the building. What's going on with you, brother?
I'm doing good, brother. You doing all right?
I'm doing, man. I'm doing good. Or should I say, AKA the outlaw, Travis Clayton.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that is me.
I'll get to that later, but I actually enjoyed it. I stumbled upon that little hidden gem earlier today when I was downloading music, and I was like, what is this? Let me check it out.
Man, those were the days.
I actually I actually enjoyed it, for everything. But nonetheless, young man coming up, you're in Nashville, correct? Or
yeah.
You coming up in Nashville, singing and songwriting, doing his thing. We're excited to have him here in Glick's House of Music, in the House of Music, if you will, tonight.
I'm good to be here. So glad
I
to
do
be
appreciate you. Appreciate you coming on, man. In all honesty, the interview game is tough. Trying to lock down people and get people to agree to do interviews and stuff like that. I understand you probably got a hectic schedule, but I do appreciate you coming on, man. I do want to ask you right off the rip, real quick. What's going on in your world right now? What do you got? You got gigs and stuff like that? Albums coming out or anything?
I have a big festival coming up in a couple days, actually, on May the 4th. That's gonna be a big festival. So
Oh, Star Wars Day.
yeah, May the 4th be with you. Yeah.
Yeah. For the nerds out there, I got love for you guys. I know you're out there.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to Collins, Mississippi. There's a festival called the Okatoma Fest, and there's gonna be a whole bunch of people there, and I'm super excited. It's actually my hometown. So
Oh,
I
nice.
am in Nashville now, but I grew up in Mississippi, and going to a festival now in my hometown. Finally get to go back home and put on a good show. Feels
How
pretty
long
good.
have you been down in Nashville?
Over 2 years for sure.
Okay.
I really actually suck with time, so I can't tell you if it's like 2.5 or 2 and 3
I'm the
months.
same way. I feel like I've been back home in Ohio for 6, 7 years, and then something will pop up on my memories on Snapchat or something like that. It'll be like 5 years ago, and I'm still down in South Carolina. And it's like, oh man, it feels so much longer than
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm horrible with time.
But that's gotta be crazy going back to your hometown.
Yeah,
You're starting to see some success. You're down there doing what you love. Uh, what's that feeling? What's that like for you to be able to go back to your hometown and put a show on for, I'm assuming, family, friends, and
yeah,
they're all going to be there.
yeah. There's a whole bunch of people gonna be there too. I don't remember how. Like, it's just gonna be. What's gonna be weird about it is I haven't gotten down there to do the show yet. But I think about it all the time, and it's gonna be weird because I used to go to that festival when I was like such a little kid. Like my grandfather used to take me to that festival, and now it's like now I'm gonna be I'm the headlining artist for it. So
Oh, nice.
it's just it's kind of hard to wrap your head around. I guess when I get up there and I'll be on the stage, you know, I'll just be like, man, it's just been a long circle, you
Yeah,
know.
right.
Yeah.
You said you grew up there. You were going to the festival. Off the top of your head, what other acts have performed there, or have any big names or anything come through that
Oh,
you?
I'm sure. I know they do stuff because we have a couple of things down there in Mississippi. When I went, I mean, it's like a normal festival. There's like fair rides, and the fair might be there, and then there's like, of course, like face painting and stuff like that,
Oh
and
yeah.
a bunch of like merch stuff you can put everywhere. And there's thousands of people, and it's like a normal festival thing. And then the neighboring city, Laurel, they have a festival stuff that ends up happening as well. So there's some things going on. But I was so little. I was so young when I went.
Like you can't really.
And I didn't go to yeah, and I didn't go to school in that town where the festival is. I did go 30 minutes away to Hattiesburg. So, um, they got some stuff going on, but and I don't know. That's the thing. I haven't looked into it. You put me on the spot. I didn't look to see if there was any big artists going to be there or not. I know there are some people playing before me. And then there's going to be a guy playing after me. But as far as like big names, I don't know if I know any off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know. Like we do, we have the county fairs up here,
Yeah.
and they always have the rough trucks and the monster jams and the dirt bikes and the demolition derby and stuff like that. And but they always have one night that it's a concert night. I remember when just a young man with a mullet came through. Nobody really knew him, by the name of Mr. Blake Shelton,
Yeah.
through our little town, my little hometown, and performed. And he was still coming up in the game back then. I think he had Austin was out at that point in time.
Yep.
But it was so cool because it was in such a again, thousands of people, rides, vendors, food, all the fair stuff. But after his show and before his show, he was just hanging out with everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody would have thought, all these years later, he would be a megastar, married to Gwen Stefani, and just living the life.
It's
But
wild.
anybody like that, came through there, and if you look back at it, it's like, wow, I'm possibly sharing a stage that maybe a young Jason Aldean or a young Toby Keith or whatever once was on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you probably already have that feeling being in Nashville. Have you got to perform much in Nashville or around
Oh yeah.
Nashville? Yeah. Everybody's been through Nashville.
I've had I mean, if we want to really drop some names, I've had I've
Well,
had Tanya Tucker's fiddle player has played with me. I've
oh, nice.
played with Taylor Swift's guitar player
Yeah.
right now, and Luke Combs, one of Luke Combs' concert guitar players, has played with me, and that was when I worked on Broadway. Though that was when I did the Broadway stuff. So I was on Broadway for like 8 or 9 months.
Did you have like a standing gig where you like a house band or something like that, or was it just
5 days a week.
hey man, pays the bills and it gets your voice out there, it gets your music heard at the end of
Five
the day?
5 days a week, 4 hours straight, every day
Wow.
on either Tootsie's. It was either Tootsie's, Kid Rocks, Rippies, Honky Tonk Central, all of those places.
Nashville's on my bucket list. I've never been down to Nashville.
What?
Yeah, I've been a lot of places. I've seen a lot of places in this country. I've never got down to Nashville. I'm a big, I love all genres of music.
Me too.
I love all genres of music, but I'm a big rock and country guy.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a music nerd. Let's be honest. I'm a bit of a music nerd, but I'm a big rock and country guy. But I've never got down to Nashville. I know my fiance and I were actually next year. We're getting married down in New Orleans, and we're gonna
Okay.
drive, and because Nashville's like the halfway point between where we are in Ohio and New Orleans.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
gonna stop for we're taking. I think we're taking a week or two off of work, and we're going to spend 2 or 3 days down in Nashville. She's
Yeah. You
been
got
there.
to.
I've never been there, and it's like I may never leave. I'm just going to be honest with you.
You have to message. You have to message me. Let me know. I could be playing that week.
I'll definitely. When we
And
get
if
down there,
you're
I'll hit you up, man.
Yeah, and if you're in town, while I'm playing, just swing by.
Hmm. Absolutely. Monkey Fart said they saw you in Nashville.
Oh, please don't give any of my secrets out.
Well then, well, we'll just put that up on screen and just leave it alone.
Somebody, I've seen when I worked at Tootsie's, when I worked the Broadway circuit, I have seen some things. We will say that. So, so some
I
of
can
these
only
people in the
imagine.
comments, they might be telling the truth.
Yeah, I can only imagine. In my younger days, I'm a bit of an old dog, but in my younger days, I used to bounce, and I worked security at concert venues and stuff like that. And if we'd have acts come to the clubs and stuff like that I was working in, yeah, I can only imagine some of the things you've seen because Lord knows I've seen some things that I wish I didn't see.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's some. We've had some things. We've had people fall off of countertops
Mhm.
or like the bars, and we've. One of my guitar players I was playing with one day, his whole system stopped working.
Oh wow.
Because someone tripped and like threw a drink all over his pedals. And we've had stuff like that happen weekly, and it's nuts. But it is really fun being a tourist and going down to Nashville and spending time on Broadway. They've got all those different shops, all the different bars. And then outside of that, during the more daylight activities, there's all the different museums, like the Johnny Cash Museum, and
Mhm.
there's all types of things like that you could check out. And you could go to the Ryman, you could go to an Opry show
Oh,
while
and
you're
believe me, it's
there.
already on my list of when
Yeah.
we're down there. I want to see it. I want to go to the Opry. I want to see a show. I don't care who it is. I want to be inside the Opry.
Yeah, and you got to stop by the Opry Hotel, of course, too. You got to
Mhm.
see that, man.
Yeah.
That's
So I'm
wow.
looking forward to it. I think it'll be a fun trip. Everybody that I've talked to that's been down there, I have some musician friends that have been that were down there years ago and spent time down there playing and whatnot, and then have come and gone or whatever the case may be. But they're like, dude, for you with your love of music, we can't believe you've never been to
I
Nashville.
know. I went when I was little too.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm a busy guy. I work a
Yeah.
lot, and then, you know, my oldest one, I was 24 when she was born, so that kind of put a kibosh on my traveling and whatnot. And then I've been doing the dad thing for the last 19 years. So,
Yep.
I got a few more years until they're all grown. Once they're all grown and whatnot, I'll still be young enough that I can enjoy life. Uh,
I'm still not started that dad journey. I don't plan on it anytime soon either.
You know what? You just do your thing. I was
Yeah.
actually your age when my oldest one was born, and don't get me wrong, I love my kids. I love being a dad. It's one of those accomplishments and achievements in life that that I'm proud of. I
Hmm.
think I've done a pretty good job with my three. But if I could have started a little bit later, I probably wouldn't have been mad at that either.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like you're pretty popular amongst the ladies there.
Ah, first time hearing of it. Let me tell you. Nah, I'm joking. But I don't know. I try sometimes. Not really.
Are you a single gentleman? Are you off the market?
I am single. Yeah.
Oh,
I've been
there you go.
single for I'm too busy. I'm too busy for anything where I have to actually put effort in, you know?
Anything serious
Yeah.
relationship wise? Well,
I'm
you're
too
gonna be
busy
a
for
rock
that.
star one day, man. You're gonna be going from town to town, city to city. You're not ready to be locked down. You're still a
Yeah.
young man.
Plus
You know,
I just I have not found one that I want, to be steady with. I haven't found anyone that has the same values as me and, understands things how about like me putting my career for because I've been in relationships while trying to be in music and it's just not for people. People, it's just not for people.
it's tough.
Yeah.
My fiance and I we had the conversation, and I've since my ex-wife and I split up. I've had a couple failed relationships. It happens. But that was a conversation that my fiance and I had, two totally different worlds. I'm trying to chase a podcast dream, and you're trying to chase your musical dream. Uh
Mhm.
but it's a dream nonetheless. And I
Yeah.
want to be successful at it. And excuse me, we've had our ups and downs with it because I do spend a lot of time and I put a lot of energy and effort into it. But at the end of the day, she's very supportive of it.
Yeah.
Even when she gets a little aggravated and annoyed because I've done 4 shows in a week and 20 hours or 25 hours worth of podcasting, and then I spend another you know 8 to 10 hours a week uploading stuff and promoting stuff and
Yeah.
reaching out to people and everything else. So, you know, uh, yeah, you got to find that right person. And I seen the comment in there, and you spoke on your values. It said you're a Christian.
Mhm.
Are you a hardcore Christian, like church
Yep.
every Sunday? So you're, and that's the other.
Everything I do goes to the glory of God,
Hmm.
for sure. So I don't do any sort of I don't really drink, I don't do any sort of drugs, I don't do, a lot of things and a lot of things that most people be, especially a guy who's in my shoes where they're playing a lot of bars and stuff, which I
Yeah.
used to do. I've moved up to pretty much bigger stages now,
Hmm.
but I used to play a lot in bars and all that stuff and I just
Yeah. No, it's tough when you're in that environment. Um, you know, he we discussed this before the show. He's got his camera does not like him, so he might bounce in and out tonight. Uh, but don't worry, we'll bring him back as soon as he comes back. Um, I was going to say being in that environment and playing in that environment, especially when you obviously don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Um, but not being a drinker and then being in that environment on a regular basis, it makes it hard.
all right, first crash.
You're good. Don't worry about it.
It only gets better from here. All right.
Uh, but yeah, no, I was just saying, being in that environment, it makes it hard. But Jesus did drink. He did turn water to wine. I'm just
He
saying.
did. He did. He did. He absolutely did.
um, but no, unfortunately, I do drink. Well, not unfortunately, I enjoy my alcoholic beverages.
See,
But
with my dad, like on holidays and stuff, like Christmas and 4th of July, there's nothing wrong with all that. But I'm not a guy who just, you know, goes and just gets hammered every day when I've got to put on a show.
shut up, Jarvis. Uh,
Allegedly.
yeah, no, yeah, I don't drink every day. I do. I'll drink a few, podcast nights. I'll drink a few beers. Uh,
Yeah.
Saturday nights, I do have a tendency to get a little crazy, but that's one night a week. And then every once in a while, my fiance, because she likes to drink, and we like to go out and go
Mm.
out with our friends. And and we like to drink. And
Yeah.
I used to be a raging alcoholic, and I wasn't like when I quote unquote recovered. It wasn't like I'm never touching alcohol again. It was a matter of getting that control back that I lost at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, how long have you been in the music game? How long have you been writing, playing, singing?
Let's see. I was 16 when I started.
That was a nice comment, Andrew.
Well, thank you, Andrew. But I started when I was 16, so it's help me with math, like 8
Hey,
years
you're about
now.
8 years into the game, man. Nice.
Yeah, 8 or 9 years, and that's guitar and singing as well. And I was writing, ever since, and I wrote and put out my first song when I was 19, though. So my first song came out when I was.
We got a little glitch in the matrix. We're gonna work through this. I promise. We're gonna continue this. So, he's got 8 years in the game. He's in Nashville. He's in the right place, especially for his style of music. At the end of the day, I was telling him before the show started. I stumbled upon him coincidentally on Instagram. He was promoting one of his new singles, and it caught my ear.
I made
So,
it back.
that's how I stumbled across them. You said you wrote your first song, or it came out when you were 19.
Yeah, yeah.
What made you decide to get into music? Was it something that you were always interested in, or
Okay, well, I played sports when I was in school, in basketball and football and stuff like that. And then my grandfather passed away.
Mm,
And my grandfather was one of the, or probably the biggest, person in our family. The whole family took a super, super, super big loss from my grandfather dying. And especially my mom. My mom will tell you from this day that my music saved her,
oh wow.
stuff like that. So I was also I used to go and cruising the coast with him. We'd hang out with him all the time. And I used to go to all my sister's softball games where he was a coach. And we just grew up, in the same little area where their houses are all close together. And it's
Mhm.
my grandpa's here, and all that stuff. And when he passed away, none of us really knew what to do. So
Kind of left in limbo, man. You guys were all living your own purgatory, if you say,
yeah, we didn't know. We didn't know what was going on. So I don't know. I grew up on Metallica. I got a guitar when I was 8, but I didn't play it. So, I remember being in those moments where I was just feeling like I had nothing to do. And I had found that guitar again
Mm,
whenever I had moved, because we had recently moved soon enough. This time I didn't lose it in the closet. Like I knew where it was because we just moved and I found it again.
mhm.
I picked it up and I made sure it was set up in tune. And 2 weeks later, I was playing Metallica riffs
Nice.
and
Well,
learning
that would be
some,
cool to
yeah,
hear.
learning some country stuff.
Nice.
And it's a little $100 guitar, like 100, maybe $80 now.
Mhm.
It had one pickup, just one single coil bridge pickup, and that's how I started it. So I started playing then, and then I started singing.
Right. And you just had a natural talent.
At first, I thought it was my parents just being good to me because I went down to sing for my parents, and your parents aren't going to tell you,
Yeah.
they might not tell you it's awful. But then they took me to my church and they took us to the music minister for the church. And then we went to like a vocal coach for a university for an opinion. And the vocal coach told us to run with it.
There you
So
go. I'm already
we
mad
just,
at. He's a good looking young man. He can sing, he can play. I'm already jealous. I'm already jealous.
then
My
we,
mom used to tell me, before my mom passed away, she always said, "You're handsome. You're handsome." She never told me I look like a Sasquatch, though.
dude, the beard is sick. I'm 20. I can't grow a beard at all.
I'll tell you what. I went through the many phases. I had a goatee that was real long because that was all that I could grow, and then I call them douche straps. They're called chin straps.
Yeah.
And then I was able to grow like a full goatee, mustache, and all. And then I turned 30, and I woke up one morning and I had this on my face, and it hasn't gone away since.
Hey,
So,
hey,
so you
that
got a
would
few
be
more years. Don't give up yet, man. Maybe
yeah.
maybe a few years down the road you'll wake up and you'll look like Chris Stapleton or something like that.
I'll end up like my dad. My dad's got some nice scruff,
Yeah.
So I'll end up like him. I don't think my dad even would grow like a full beard. So I don't know if I have it in my genetics. None
It's
of my grandparents either had it.
it's a blessing and it's a curse. I feel that if like much like Spider-Man, with what I can't remember I can't remember the daggone quote. Uh, Uncle Ben said it. Jarvis, help me out. You're a nerd like me. Uh, y'all are just y'all are on one tonight, man. Y'all ladies are on one tonight. You heard the man. He's Christian. He's got values. He's looking for a good woman. All right, and you got to understand he's a busy man.
He's
Yeah.
cracking, bro. I don't know.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
it.
it.
I don't know what's doing that. I don't know. Every time I'm on StreamYard.
Great power comes great responsibility. That's what it's like having a beard, man. Yeah, you got to make sure you.
Oh yeah. So you wake up and you put like oils in it, and
I do. I have oils, lotions, balm.
Yeah.
I brush it. I comb it. I got a beard straightener, bro. It's up, and I can brush it and straighten it out. Yeah, it's a work,
Oh, I believe I have a razor.
Yeah.
The
great thing about my beard is it hides my neck fat. So
I'm jealous of that. That's always a good thing.
So the ladies are on one tonight in the chat, man. I gotta be honest with you, bro.
Are they?
They love you, man. I'm trying not to out of respect, I don't want to throw too many.
Oh, I see. I can't see the comments because I'm scared to touch anything.
Yeah, yeah. Right. I was gonna say
crash
up in your left-hand corner where it says, right-hand corner where it says comments. You can click that and it'll show the comments on there. It's better safe than sorry. Amen to that. It's just out of respect. I didn't want to put any of the dirty comments up there.
No, that's okay.
So you said you grew up listening to Metallica and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you were like a little baby metalhead.
Yeah, it's my dad. I used to go on fishing trips with him, and we would wake up at 4 a.m. and drive an hour and a half to a big reservoir in Mississippi. And the whole way there, we'd be listening to Metallica.
Nice.
The whole way.
How did you end up in the country world then?
Well, I loved country too. So as I got older, I grabbed the country thing. In my later teenage years. But I grew up on Rammstein, Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, all of that stuff, man.
You're killing me right now, bro. You said I grew up on these bands, and I'm like, I'm already graduating high school around the time these bands are coming out, like Avenged, Rammstein, and these bands. I'm in high school when these bands come out, man.
Yeah,
you're killing me. You're making me feel old. So as far as your music goes, obviously it's very heavily country influenced, but I've seen you labeled as country pop, and Christian. Is all of your and not all of your music is Christian based.
No, it's a lot of pretty much every song that I do, at least 90% of the songs that I do, they always have that. You can always tell that there's always a positive message there. And then in a lot of the songs I do, I do give God kudos. And then on any social media post, I always do a Sunday post. And anytime we're doing interviews and stuff like this, I always talk about how I'm a Christian, how it's always, I couldn't be where I am, without giving God all the glory. And so I do a mixture of all the music. I do country, I do country pop, I do country gospel, I do Southern rock, I do, it's all there.
Now I kind of want to hear you. You know, I want to hear you drop a song that's like Metallica-esque. I want to hear you like rock out. And
There, if you keep up with my socials, I have a unreleased song right now that what I would call ambient rock.
okay,
So, but the title's not there. You know, there's no
yeah,
title. I haven't released any information on it. Haven't released any all that stuff. But it's. I think I have made a post before that I was coming out with some sort of rock ballad in the future type deal.
nice.
So
Oh man, I'm a sucker for a rock ballad. You know, I grew up in the late '80s and early '90s. I grew up loving the hair bands. You know,
yep,
and those guys had the rock ballad down to an art, man.
Woody.
Warrants, you know, Skid Row, Poison.
Yeah,
Those guys had the rock
Poison.
ballad.
I was about to say that. Yeah,
Bon
yeah.
Jovi. I mean,
Hmm.
to a T, to an art, they perfected that rock ballad. I mean, it was a good song. Still had the sweet guitar riffs in it, but
Yeah,
you could also maybe slow dance a little bit with your lady, maybe get a little bit intimate with your lady,
yeah.
you know, and shoot. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Bon Jovi. The Slippery When Wet came out, and we seen what you did with the album title, but some of them songs on there, I know there was a lot of ladies in the '80s that had some babies because of that album.
Dude, I wish I could go to a Bon Jovi concert in their prime. I've seen videos of them doing all the flying around the whole stadium and
Yeah,
stuff.
I would love to see them in their prime. You know, now Richie and John they've had their split, and
Yeah.
Richie's doing his own thing. Richie's actually got a brand new song that just came out, and it sounds great compared to Bon Jovi's new song that came out that sounds like garbage. Let's be honest. But Richie's doing his solo thing, and
Yeah.
his new song sounds good.
See, it
But then
went
Nikki Six. Oh God, where would it? Now I'm drawing a blank.
Nikki Six,
Yeah, who was he with?
Motley Crue.
Motley Crue. Nikki Six did his Heroin Diary album, and who would have thought that Nikki Six was as talented as he was?
Yeah.
Uh, the guy's great. You know, I'm happy for him. I'm happy he got clean and everything like that. But that was an album. That was an album that I bought based off of one single that was released because I wanted to hear the rest of it.
Mhm.
But So you said you do a Sunday, like what is it, like, you know, just like a give thanks, like inspirational type thing on Sundays?
Every Sunday I do that for sure. Just to
Nice,
let
nice.
everybody know, the biggest thing I think I heard here recently, I give all of it to God, and I've heard here recently, I've asked people, every Sunday is just another, like you said, it's give thanks, another positive message, keep your head up. It's all saying thankful to God, and it's always remembering, hey, we woke up today, and I would rather wake up tomorrow than get $100 million today. So,
Yep.
you know,
I used to work with a guy. Every day we'd leave the shop. We worked building maintenance. He was an older black gentleman, and every day, and I was actually, when I had this job, I was your age. I was just a little guy. Well, not little, but a youngin.
I got
Uh,
you.
I ain't never been little. Let's be honest. I was just a youngin, and every day we'd leave the shop, and I'd say, "Booze, I'll see you tomorrow, man." And he'd say, "Hey, God willing."
Hmm.
And I'm like, "What the hell is he talking about?" And then it was some years down the road that it was like, I now know what
Yep.
he's saying. I know what
It
he means.
clicks.
Uh, but I'm not a super religious guy. I grew up with a very religious grandfather, and my mom would go through her spells and stuff like that. I'm not a super religious guy, but I've read the book. I know the book, um, and it's good that people find somewhere to ground themselves
Yeah.
and and to kind of keep focus. And a young man like yourself, especially in the industry you're in, that's really nice to hear.
Yeah.
That you've grounded yourself. You know what you want. You know what you're looking for. You know what you're chasing. Not only that, but you also know what you're looking for in life, and and
Yeah, I
and and,
do.
and to keep that I don't know that words are hard. So
Words are hard.
It's
Yeah.
a catchphrase, but it's good to have that mentality, because then you don't lose track of where you came from or where you're going at the end of the day.
Yeah. I try to always keep myself focused on my goal and to not let temptation get me, because it's been there. It's been in my face many times.
It's in the chat. I believe it because it's in the chat tonight.
It's yeah. Some of the
The
some
chat,
of the
the
things
chatter's box is wild, man.
I have seen. I've been across some things in when I worked at some, when I've been performing bars, because you just never know what you're gonna see, and you never know what you're gonna run into. On a crazy night when it's 11 p.m. and that place is literally shoulder to shoulder full, and yeah, so I appreciate you, telling me all that. It always feels good to hear that I've people notice that I try to keep myself grounded and I try to stay humble about things.
Man, if you would have, brother, I could tell you stories about my early 20s that would probably make you hide under the covers.
Oh no.
you know, um, you know, when it comes to writing music, and there's always a method to my madness here, because I do want to get to your music as I do want to get to his music as well. Um, what's going on, Leggy? No worries, you're good. Don't worry. Um, when he comes back, we'll get it back. We again, like I said, we addressed the technical difficulties. His camera does not like him, so it's been cutting in and out even before the show when we were doing the pre-show stuff. So
I don't know what the problem.
no worries, man. Don't worry about a thing. It's okay. I just keep talking because Lord knows I like to hear myself talk. But I want to get to one of your songs here, and I want to ask you
Okay.
before we get to it.
Mhm.
When you sit down to write a song, does it come from personal experiences, or is it like something maybe you're flipping through television or Instagram or something like that, and it inspired you? I'm just never mind. You don't even need to answer it. I already know. I know
It's
everything.
all of the above that you said, because it could come from anything. I could see a piece of gum wrapper on the cement, and that song could start from there. You know, um, but it comes from a lot of it. I always try to take a song and anything that I write, I try to write it in a relatable way, even if it's something one of the that I didn't directly deal with. But if I write it in a way to where I can relate to it, then you can relate to it. You know, I wrote a song about my grandfather, and the song was written about my grandfather passing away. But I did write it in a way to where you could more so relate to it as if you lost a loved one, so everyone could really gravitate towards it.
Thanks. I wish I'd have done that. We're gonna get there. That's those songs. Those songs, like for me as a fan, as a fan of music, the songs that come from, from the heart, or a personal experience or something like that. Those are the songs that I gravitate towards. Those are the songs that I like even more, because you can almost tell when the artist or the singer or the songwriter has a special connection to those songs.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like for me personally, as a fan of music, when a song comes from something personal, it, I'm gravitated to it more because you can get that sense of feeling from them. Uh,
Mhm.
and like I said, there's a method to my madness. We did start the show tonight with my type,
Yeah.
and backstage, actually, before we started, and Hunter and I were kind of chit chatting and hanging out and whatnot. He I asked him. I said, "Hey man, I want to do my little goofy intro. I'm a wrestling fan, so I'm a nerd, and
Right?
I love Cody Rhodes' entrance song,
Mhm.
Kingdom." So I was like, yeah, Cody won't mind if I steal his music, you know.
Yeah.
um, but I like to, with having artists on the show, I like to do my little intro and then play one of their songs into the show. And I asked you which one, and you said, I'll do my type, because you said that one was charted in the
Mhm.
top 100,
Mhm.
like around 70 something. Uh,
Mhm.
was that your first song that charted?
Yeah.
And what was that like for you?
That was on the Music Row chart, man, and that was no. I've won some awards too. You know, I won Album of the Year for ISSSA,
Oh, nice.
ISSA, and I've won a couple awards, and then I started charting with my type, and you know that was surreal. Being played on mainstream radio, you know, all of that happening, and that's all. It's all crazy exciting, and it just doesn't really hit a guy like me. I don't know, I can't process it, you know? Like
You are
it's
way
just
too humble.
yeah,
I need to work with you on that. It's okay to
yeah.
be a little arrogant and have an
So
ego.
it takes me it took me, especially when it first happened, you know, I was like, great, that's
Yeah.
good. You know, and then I started seeing like the posts and I started seeing the radio spins and I was like, oh my God. Like it's actually,
Yeah, this is really
you know,
happening.
yeah, it's actually there. And then it's like, I gotta write another song right now. Like this one's charting and they need, you know, they need more. They need more. So I gotta keep writing and keep writing and keep writing. And that's where this next song coming out is gonna be. We hope that one does well as well because it's
I think that one and again we'll pull the curtain back. We were talking backstage and he was telling me about my type charting and hitting in the 70s, and he says that he would love to um, hit the top 40. I think this next one coming out in May.
I
It's
hope so.
it's yeah. I've only heard snippets of it, and I'll play you guys the snippets. Like I'll give you guys a little. Don't worry, baby birds. I'm going to feed you a little bit later on in the show. I'm excited for this song, man. I've only heard the snippets, and I'm
Mm,
excited for this song myself because I want to hear the whole song. I can't wait to put it on replay and play it over and over again. But you did just today, and I want to play that.
mm,
You did just today release a
mhm,
brand new song.
mhm. That
It's called "Life of a Sinner." You got T. Graham singing with you. We're good. He's got T. Graham singing with him. It just dropped today, um, and this was another one that I heard the snippets to it, and I liked it. I was like, I'm digging this. I'm feeling this. What's going on, Blaze? How you doing, brother? Leggy in the building. Super dope. Brian in the building. The lastly, Matt Davis said it's hard to be humble, but it's nice to see humble people. Yes, agreed. It is nice to see humble people. I was just talking about your song you dropped today, and shouting out the chatters box. They're coming alive and they're talking. But you just dropped "Life of a Sinner" today with T. Graham, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows. All right, look, we got to work through the technical difficulties. At the end of the day, even if we got to get him on his phone, we'll get him on his phone one way or another. But third time's a charm, right? Third time's a charm. Um, oh, absolutely. No, I wanted to pop in for a few minutes, and I was lingering. I was lurking the whole time up until we started here. You're good. Don't worry about it. No apologies at all needed. Let me shoot on the mess. We'll see. Maybe we might have to get him on his phone, see if that works out better. He's got an external camera, and it's just not cooperating with him tonight at the end of the day. But that's all right. We technical difficulties, we work through them. We work through them. We keep going. For those of you who just might be joining, we have Nashville artist Hunter Lott hanging out with us tonight. Excuse me. Excuse me. There's that Mexican. But we have Nashville artist Hunter Lott hanging out tonight, hanging out, chilling. We're talking about a little bit of everything and anything. He's a pretty cool young man. We got to talk a little bit. We've been talking a little bit on social media, and we got to talk a little bit before the show. And I'm becoming a big fan. He's got good music out there. He writes good music. He's got a good voice on him, and as we're learning, he's got a good head on his shoulders too. At the end of the day, so we can't be mad at that. We see a lot of the younger generation just acting a damn fool out there. And this young man's got a good head on his shoulders, and he knows where he knows what he wants, and he knows where he wants to be.
All right.
Third-
Fingers crossed. Last thing I heard, yes, we were talking about my song that I released today.
Yeah. So you just dropped "Life of a Sinner."
Yeah.
You got T Graham on there with you.
Mm-hmm.
The name sounds so familiar to me. Has he been in the music game for a long time?
Oh yeah.
I was going to say that, and like I said, when he came in and does his verse, and I'm going to play the song here in just a minute. Even the voice, and I love the voice. He's old school country, gruff. You can tell the guy has seen some things. He's done some things.
Yeah.
But even his voice sounds super familiar. You know, like I don't know. I've heard him somehow before.
He's a legend, man. So you could have heard anything. There's so many songs that you could have heard for T that you just can't put the name to the song and all of that, but you might know the song, especially Wine to Water. That one specifically is just an incredible song. And T Graham is an amazing person. Let me tell you, he's one of those guys where you just know he has stories.
Yeah.
And you know he can tell you just about life.
Yeah, you can hear it in his voice when he sings. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, he's got one of those voices when he sings. You know that he's seen and done things, and it's like, what was that like working with an absolute legend in the industry for you? Old glitch action. Don't worry, we've all been there before. We know how the internet works. Go kick the hamster. It's all good, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go ahead and play the song. We'll get this figured out. I'm gonna go ahead and play the song, and then I'll come back. And when we come back, we'll conversate more about it. But this is Hunter Lott's brand new song. It just dropped today, ladies and gentlemen. It just came out. I was glad that it was up and it was ready for tonight's show because I was hoping that I would get to play it. But here is Hunter Lott and T Graham with "Life of a Sinner."
Another day in Tennessee, here alone, no one but me, myself and I. Another bottle in my hand, I've taken all I can, but here I am. God, I don't know your plan, but you take me as I am, just a little crazy, but I'm in your hands. Thank you for one more day and loving me along the way. That's the life of the sinner and the prayers I pray.
That I do wrong, but God, you've always been there for me all along. I'm thankful that you can love a broken heart like mine, understand and forgive me time after time. God, I don't know your plan, but you take me as I am. Won't you take me as I am?
Just a little crazy,
But I'm in your hands. Thank you for one more day and loving me along the way. That's the life of this sinner and the prayers I pray. We're work in progress, but you help us every day.
'cause that's the life of a sinner and the prayers I pray.
That is a dude. I love that song, man. That's a beautiful song.
Thanks, brother. You can hear me all right? I'm back.
We can hear you. We can see you.
All right, good.
You're good to go. Don't worry.
I had to switch to my phone. You know, make it quick and easy.
So sometimes that's what you got to do. Like I said, hey, you know what? We always offer redos on this show. So anytime you want to come back, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You are absolutely welcome. So right before you kind of glitched out and got the proverbial boot, if you will.
Yeah.
I was asking you, what was it like to work with an absolute legend in the industry like T?
It was amazing. It was amazing. So me and T, when we met, we just happened to hit it off, and we just became friends, you know, and we did a lot. And then working, you know, it was fantastic because it was exactly like you'd expect it to be, right? Someone with that much experience comes in, and he just, you know, he comes in and he's just the best. Like right away, you can just see he's the best. He's been through it. He's been doing this.
Oh, don't tell me the phone's going to kick his
No,
butt.
it's good. It's good. The voice that he has too is just, it also speaks for his experience and, you know, his time in the industry. So it was incredible. It was incredible to work with T, and he's also just a lovely guy. He's so nice. He's
That was
so
going to
easy
be
to
my
deal.
next question. Was you know, how is he personally? You know,
He's awesome, dude.
did he have like any advice or anything like that for you to kind of, you know, steer you in the right road, the right direction, the right path, and right?
Oh yeah, T has talked to me about a whole bunch of things, but he's always just so laid back. He's just such an awesome dude. You know, when I went up to him and I talked to him one day, I said, "Hey, our management teams are talking about doing a song together." You know, this is before we did it, and he's so, you know, chill. He's just like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it." Then we've talked before. We sat backstage. I had a show in Lebanon, Tennessee, and he was there, and we both performed at that show. And backstage behind all that, just sitting there talking with T about stuff that they did, and he's talked about his time, him and his wife, the whole time they had been together from the 80s, the 90s, you know, all his stuff. You know, he's just, like I said earlier, he's one of those people where you just enjoy listening to him. You could sit down, listen to him talk about his life.
That older generation, man, you know, I don't think a lot of people appreciate, you know, where they've been, what they've done, and who they are. You know, I used to when I lived down in Charleston, I used to work for a pest control company, and this leads me to something that I want to do eventually, charity wise. But I had a couple nursing homes, and I had like 3 nursing homes, and I knew when I did these nursing homes that that was going to be my entire day. And one of them was a 2-day job, not because they had bugs or were disgusting or gross or anything else. It was because I genuinely looked forward to getting to sit down and talk to people.
Yeah.
In the nursing home, I
Mhm.
loved hearing their stories. I loved hearing about their life. I loved, like, and they were genuine. They were very genuine people, and they would ask you, about your life and what you want to do and where you're going, and they would give advice, and you know, and I dedicated those days to those nursing homes, not because it was a hard job or a long job, was because I knew I was going to spend more time hanging out with the residents and
Yeah.
chit chatting with the residents and just talking to them, and and even the nurses and the directors and stuff. They're like, our patients, they called them patients or whatever. They're like, they look forward to that monthly visit when you come through, because
Yep.
some of them, like, their family never visits, and I want to create, once I'm able to, and I'm able to have the time, I want to create like a charity, and that's just all we do, is just go to the nursing homes and spend time with people who may not have anybody to spend time with them.
That
And
would be awesome.
because you learn so much from the older generation, you know, and to hear their stories and their life experiences, you learn so much from them. And to get an opportunity like you, especially being a musician and wanting to continue this career and chase this dream that you're chasing, any
Yeah.
chance you get to work with somebody who's been in the business for a long time, it's like, man, you give me an old school podcaster, I'm chomping at the bits to work with you.
Yeah. Dude, it was awesome. My mama's a nurse, so she's smart because she hears all them stories. She's got all advice. So she's dealt with many, many, many older patients and all that. And me too, when I'd go to see her at work or something, I've met lots of patients and I met lots of lovely people like
Yeah.
that. So that charity you're talking about would be super cool, super cool.
It's something that I've wanted to do for years. It just hasn't quite
Do it.
happened yet. Yet, I say yet. It will. At the end of the day, it will. I'll get there eventually. Um, I'm getting no love from any lighting today, but so I do want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. That's not cool. I don't want to. I'm just more curious. You said that earlier. You said your grandfather.
Mm.
He was the head of the table. He was the head of the family. Very very involved in everything. Very close knit. Very very just there. Is your
Never.
is your whole family like that? Even with the passing of your grandfather, is everybody still kind of close knit and tight?
I have my mom and dad. I have my older sister and my brother-in-law and my niece, and I have a new niece coming.
Oh, congratulations on you becoming an uncle again, and
Yep.
congratulations to your sister and
Yep.
brother-in-law.
And I got some cousins, so we all felt that loss of my grandfather. You know,
But do you guys still stay tight? Or are you guys still pretty tight knit?
especially me and my little niece, my sister, my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law is like my best friend.
Nice.
So we all stay tight. I still live with mom and dad too. You know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, man, if I'd have liked my parents, I wouldn't
We're
have
all,
moved out. I moved out on my 18th birthday, but
my my parents went to every gig I've had. They haven't missed one.
that's awesome, man. I was just gonna ask, how supportive are your parents? Are they there pushing
I
you?
I would not have gotten as far as I've gotten without my parents and without God. Without God and my parents, I wouldn't be anywhere near as far without my mama.
You sound like a little bit of a mama's boy.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Nice. Nothing
definitely.
wrong with that. I was too. I was too, man. Hey, my mama's been gone. My mom's has been gone 14 years now. But I was a mama's boy, man. That was she was the OG ride or die, man. No matter
Yeah,
what she did or what mistakes she made, anything like that, she was the OG ride or die, man. She was always there. I was always her baby boy. It didn't
yeah.
matter that when I was 12, I was twice her size.
Yeah.
She was that person, man, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with being a mama's boy. Don't embrace that shit and appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I do. That's the thing, is because I realize, I'm blessed. Like a lot of people don't get to have what I have, when it comes to like that close family and all that stuff. And so I have to hold on to that, because one day, it won't be like that anymore. And,
No, exactly.
I'm not in a hurry to get there. So.
No, hey, man, I remember growing up, man, my family used to be tight, cousins and whatnot. And we were always doing, birthdays or cookouts or just going to grandma and grandpa's just to hang out on a Saturday or something like that.
Yeah.
My sister, my broster, he lives 10 minutes from me.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I seen him in person, let alone talk to him. My older sister, she lives 15 minutes from me. I think it's been a good year and a half or some change since we've talked or seen each other, man. Sometimes I miss those days, when, I got another sister who lives 2 hours away from me, another one who's an hour away from me. Actually, last 4th of July, we surprised her and said, hey, we're on vacation and we got a cabin 20 minutes from you guys. And my nieces and her significant other. I said, why don't we get together and go watch fireworks? And that's my baby sister. So, I miss those days when the family was tight, but also at the same time, I understand for me personally, why I'm tight with family. I might run into a cousin here and there, but I mean, these are cousins back in the day, like growing up, man, we was always together, so hold on to those days for as long as you can, man, and appreciate them and value them, because when they're gone, it sucks. It really does.
We try. We try. My sister and my brother-in-law, they come up from Mississippi all the time, and they bring my niece with them, and she stays with us. Even my niece, she loves her Meemaw Peepaw. So up, and she stays with us all the time, and we go down there too. We just go down there to visit every couple of weeks or so. We go down there, stay a couple of days, and we all hang out and we all do stuff. Especially for we were there for Easter. So, and then my niece's birthday party is coming up the day after my next gig I've got, so we'll be there.
Oh yeah, nice. That's awesome, man. I really am. I'm truly excited for you. I can't wait for the next release, man. I really cannot wait. I'm super excited for that one.
All my friends too. My friends are on standby.
Yeah, right. You haven't like snuck them like a full version or anything like that?
Oh, they've heard the full version. They just can't listen to it on their own.
Ah, gotcha.
They can't listen to it on their own. And they've seen all of the social media stuff too. I have lots of clips and snippets and hints of the song all over my socials.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
I've been a little bit of a creeper.
Yeah. If you just go to my website at hunterlottmusic.com, I have a tab and a link tree for all of my socials. And you can go any of those, and there's tons of clips of the song being teased. Yeah. And I'm super excited about that one, man. I am.
Like I said, I think that's going to be your top 40 song right there.
And that's the prayers right there.
So speaking of that song, but the last song, Life of a Sinner, was that something that, did you write that, or did you and T write that together, or was that,
I'm a co-writer of that song. So okay. I was sent lyrics, by a friend of mine, and I had to put it in actual song form, okay, to actually make it a song. So I had to compact lots of lyrics. I had to rewrite lots of lyrics and change lots of lyrics. And I mean, a whole bunch of stuff to make it fit the formula of the song. And I wrote all the music for it as well.
Oh, nice.
And I did a lot of the production directory and all that stuff is all done. So I'm a co-writer for that song. It was one of the only times someone's sent me a song and I have turned it into a song.
So they basically just sent you, a journal entry, so to say. You want to make it kind of dumb it down a little bit, um, and then you worked your magic. And
Uh,
was that written from personal experience by that person, or was that just something that they were looking to be inspirational, or do you know? And or maybe what you added to it, was that kind of personal, or
there were some things where I can always put myself in someone else's shoes when I get something like that. We'll call it a journal entry or a really long poem, you know?
yeah, I was thinking a poem, journal entry. Sometimes poems are kind of short, but that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I put myself, I read something like that and I put myself in those shoes and I start relating to it and just trying to make myself relate to it and get used to how the song is supposed to feel. And some of the stuff in the song, I don't have to change. I just have to make them fit. And some things I have to write like a whole new line. Like this doesn't rhyme. This doesn't make any sense. I need to start this from zero and come up with my own thing to fit right here. And of course, going back and forth with the songwriter, and then I send them, the done product and all that with what they say. I said, if this is what you wanted, as a song, this is what I've turned it into.
yeah. And the cool thing about that song is, you don't have to be a super religious person.
No, not for Life of the Sinner.
Like I said, I love the song. It speaks volumes. And it's like, me personally, not a super religious guy, but it still hits home at the end of the day,
Yeah.
So that's really cool. The up and coming song, and I'm not saying the name on purpose because I'm going to tease it, before we're all said and done tonight. I am going to tease it, but the song that's coming up in May, was that just I'm going to write something fun and catchy, or was that a personal relationship thing?
Well.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I've been in that seat a couple times, so it is pretty. It is pretty relatable. The new song is pretty relatable. It was meant to be fun. I wanted it to be catchy. I wanted people to like it and hear it all. But as far as lyrically, yes, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah. Oh no, trust me. Just what I've heard of it so far, I'm like, did Hunter sneak inside of my head? What's going on here? I'm a little bit older, I'm probably, a little bit more experienced, but it's like, wow.
Yeah.
I would like to send this song to somebody in particular at the end of the day.
One of my posts said that too. One of my posts I posted saying, you should send it to someone who didn't know your worth. That was one of my posts. And that was the teaser. So that was, totally relatable song.
Yeah, very, very relatable to anybody who's ever been in that situation. And like I said, we'll get to it down the road. I purposely do these things. You're not the only one who's good at it'll stir the pot. You're not the only one who's good at a tease. I'm very good at a tease as well. So I gotta ask. I brought it up at the beginning of the show. I gotta ask you, man. Outlaw Travis Clayton. You a bad man. You a bad boy. You a bad boy.
Those are the days.
So not only is our new friend Hunter a musician, but he's also dabbled a little bit into acting.
Just a little bit, man.
Just a little bit back in what was that?
20 I forgot to.
2021.
21.
He did a little movie, very low budget. 2021, he did a movie called Vernon.
Yeah.
Anybody that's out there, it is on Tubi. It is free. The movie's only about an hour long.
Yep.
I got to say, like I said, very low budget. But I was like, let me check this out, because one of the songs that you did, or one of your songs that I like, is from that movie, Drag You Down.
Yeah.
It was like kind of the theme song to that movie. Or
It was.
Yeah.
That whole situation even started.
Yeah. And I like that song. That was one of the songs that I had picked for tonight. As I thumbed through your catalog on YouTube, I was like, oh man, I really like this song. I was like, from the motion picture, Vernon, what is that?
Yeah.
So I had to dig in, and I was doing some research today, and I said, oh, Hunter's an actor. Let me see if I can find this movie. And it was on Tubi, and I was like, all right, let me watch it. I enjoyed the movie. I mean, people probably gonna go, oh, it's corny, it's cheesy, it's low budget as hell, whatever. But what's going on, Alyssa? But that pro cook, just stir the pot, girl. You know. But I enjoyed the movie, man. It was one of those things where, you know, had that same movie been made with like a big production or something like that, or you know, it would have blown up. But what was that like for you to step into a little bit of an acting role?
It was. I gotta tell you, shooting Vernon was some of the most fun I've had in my entire life. I gotta say that for sure, because you know how I got into it. I got approached by the movie director. He just needed a theme song for his film, so he called and he told me about, you know, the plot. He told me what kind of vibe song he was looking for, you know, and all this and that. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll write up a song. So 2 weeks later, I sent him "Drag You Down." I sent him the lyrics and like a scratch track of it, you know, and I said, it's not in the studio yet. Let me get it in, and I'll be, but here it is if you like it. And he said, yeah. And he said, as a matter of fact, how would you like to be, you know, the main role of the film? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you know, I just think you'd be a good fit for the main role. And I was like, will you tell me I get to shoot people? He goes, well, yeah, with the fake guns and all. And I was like, dude, send me the script, send it to me, I'll take it. So we got all the little outfits, you know, we got all the shots and all the setups, and we had a blast. It was like I gotta be honest with you, it was barely work. The work was memorizing all the lines and getting ready and practicing with you gotta do lines with before. But whenever I have to shoot any scenes or anything like that, we would all just sit around and play with stuff. Like there was so much action set, you know, and we had a great time.
I mean, learning lines can't be that hard for you or any musician, because you know, yeah, you guys sing your songs day in and day out, but you know, it's probably the same, probably close to the same thing, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, what happens is a 3-minute scene normally takes like 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Film. So what ends up happening is when even if you know the lines going in, if it's like a 3 or 4 person dynamic vibe, you've got to film it without, you know, airplanes go by, cars pass.
Yeah.
And you just got to get the shot. We spent a good 2 hours one day making sure just the camera wasn't getting anything in the background that it wasn't supposed to be getting. We hadn't even started shooting. So whenever all that stuff goes on and you do all the cuts and stuff, when I knew my lines going in, you know, and then we've done so many stops right in the middle of it and all this stuff, then you have a little brain fart, and then you go, and then you have to cut and do it again. It's like, I knew it all. I did. It was all like this. And then that guy who didn't, you know, he didn't mess up before, he messed up now all of a sudden. And it's like, you know, stuff like that. It takes a while. But
that's why we do a live show. We just say, hey, whatever happens, happens. We're going to roll with the punches, because I don't have the time or patience to like pre-record and make sure everything's perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I enjoyed the movie. I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. You know, take it for what it is. You know, it's you know, it's not Tombstone. It's not the Magnificent Seven or anything like that. You know, my guy did get to shoot someone, the banker of Quinn. You know, he did. However, he was only defending himself. I don't think you were in the wrong.
You know, you saw the movie, so I fell in that bush like 27
I
times.
was going to ask you, how many times did you have to fall into that bush?
27 times I fell into that bush.
How jacked up did you have? Scrapes, cuts, bruises? Like, did you do your own stunts?
Yep, that was me. That was me falling down. We even had turkeys because that place was at a place called Landrum's, and they have a lot of wild animals that they've like, and they're domesticated. So there's turkeys there, and there's peacocks, and they just walk around free all over the place.
So you guys would be shooting a scene. It would.
Yeah, one of our scenes where Maddie's name, but I got the character's name already. The blonde that was with me. What's her name? Becky. Thank you.
Or as the town drunk said, Betty? No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure of it. It's Becky.
He did watch that. He did watch it. He came running. One of the scenes we wish we couldn't keep it, but we wish we could have kept it. Is that one of the turkeys walked in her way when she was running, and it scared it and flew it off. And the cinematographer was like telling us, he's like, I would kill to have that again. Just one more good shot, you know.
Yeah.
We couldn't get it to work, but I did all of my stunts. I fell in that bush a lot. I got shot a lot by the sheriff. You know,
I gotta say, man, the last bank robbery, you were looking sharp, man. You were looking like a real outlaw, all black, man. Black cowboy hat, the duster, black. I'm like, all right. Baby face or not.
I was looking.
Billy the Kid was quote unquote a handsome kid. You know, I'm buying it.
I was robbing all the banks, saving up my cash, and getting my drip. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say you definitely got your drip on, because that was a sharp look, and that's I'm not ashamed to admit it. That's kind of a look that I've donned a couple times myself. I'm an old country bumpkin.
Oh yeah.
And, I'll wear the cowboy hat, and then I got a duster in the closet. And I'm like, he really does look like a Western outlaw right now.
Yeah. When I was doing all the dress ups before in the costume rooms and all that, I was channeling my inner Johnny Ringo, you know, just
nice. Yeah, there you go.
Whatever you want to put, you know.
Yeah.
But cool, pull that hat super low. I was like, man, I look good. I was like, if only this was today's fashion, you know, I would look so great. I loved it.
Yes, I know. I don't care. I have to appease the minions.
The minions.
Yes. I call myself the champ on the other shows because I'm better than everybody else at the end of the day. Like I said, it's okay to have an ego from time to time.
Yeah.
I actually have custom-made championship belts.
There you go.
Yeah, I do. So
Oh, that's saucy. That looks good.
Nonsensical nonsense. It is just a leather strap. It's an 8-pound fucking belt.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I call myself the champ. The guys get mad. They call me the chump.
Hey, there's a belt to prove it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, the belts don't lie. But no, dude. Like I said, I came across that, and I really did. I was sitting at work, and I'm prepping for tonight's show. I'm setting up the studio. I'm downloading your music, and I was like, I come across that, and I said, oh, let me watch this. So I pull it up on my phone and set it beside my computer while I'm doing what I'm doing, and I watched it, and like I said, for what you guys did, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it, and it looked like you could tell that sometimes when you watch it, and I'm a fan of low budget movies. I love the independent scene and stuff like that. I'm already in that world as it is, but you could tell that the entire cast had a good time filming together. You guys gelled really well. You guys meshed really well, and and you still kind of snuck in the the religious aspect to it, which was cool too. Where well, I wasn't going to do anything. Lakey pointed it out. But you guys had fun with it, man, and it still had that positive notion to it too. You know, no matter what you do in this life, there's still something else. Whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in, there's still something else down the road. And that was really cool that you guys kind of did that low key and got it in there without like beating people over the head with it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Yeah, without forcing the issue. But yeah, we liked it. We did for it to be, a Christian film for what, even though there were guns and stuff. But I'm really glad you enjoyed it. My friends think it's the best movie they've ever seen. All of them, easily.
It's like I said. I mean, whether they're blowing smoke up your ass or not, it really is. It's a fun movie to watch, and it's only an hour. It's not that long. Vernon. If you guys have Tubi, check out Vernon on Tubi. It's an hour long. You're going to see our guy. He's a bad boy. He told Becky he's a bad boy.
Oh, God. I don't hear the end of that ever.
I said, you are not a bad boy. Stop it.
My friends tell me that all the time. Oh,
I loved it. I when you dropped that line, I was like, this is just me because I'm a smart ass. I grew up in Thunderdome at the end of the day, man. It's like my initial thought was, you're too pretty to be a bad boy. Shut up.
Also, I didn't come up with the lines. I was only saying being told. I did my job.
You did your job. You did your job good. It was a fun movie. It's like you said, it was a cool thing to do, man. I'm gonna have to come to you for acting advice because I can't say too much as of right now, but I might be doing a little acting myself down the road. So I might have to come to you and ask you for advice because you're experienced, man.
Do it. It's so much. It was a lot of fun. It's like you could tell, we all got along on the set.
Mm-hmm.
And we liked each other. And we all had such a good time. It was great. That was some of the most fun I had. I can't wait to shoot another one, dude.
No, that's really cool. And I would love to see it in another one. I do want to because we were talking about the movie and we were talking about the song. I do want to play it real quick.
Yeah, play it.
This is one that I actually, as I said, as I was thumbing through your YouTube and listening to your music, there wasn't one that I didn't like. I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm not the type of guy who's just gonna BS somebody or anything like that. But I really like this song, and I didn't, I just clicked on it and I didn't really pay much attention to it, other than the fact that once I heard it, I was like, all right, I know I want to have this on the show tonight. And then it was today when I was downloading it that I seen that it was from a movie, and then I started letting my fingers carry me away and investigate and see something, and then that's where I found it. But I do like this song, and this is the theme, the main track from Vernon. You guys can catch it on Tubi. You can see our guy being the main character.
Yeah,
the outlaw, man. That'll be like a cool stage name, the Outlaw. the Outlaw, Travis Clayton, man. But this is Drag You Down, and we'll be right back here in a few minutes to continue our conversation with Mr. Hunter Lott.
Yep.
He entered life the natural way. His thoughts were poisoned from the day he began the chase. No danger for him to see. He takes what he wants, no matter who's in the way. Just a kid on his own, living day by day, running from the law and getting by as long as 'cause he gets paid. And if things go wrong, he could end up 6 feet in the ground. 'Cause love can hype you up, it can also drag you down. In her eyes, he could do no wrong. Got caught up by the way he came along. Now she's out of her mind. How could she be so blind and not see the sign? 2 kids on their own, living day by day. Running from the law and getting by, as long as they get paid. If things go wrong, they could end up 6 feet in the ground. 'Cause love can hype you up, it could also drag you down. She's trying to make it right, but he's too far gone. As fate would have it, the good Lord called them home. 2 kids on their own, living day by day. Running from the law and getting by, as long as they get paid. If things go wrong, they could end up 6 feet in the ground. 'Cause love can hype you up, it could also drag you down.
Yeah, buddy. We'll drag you down. Hunter Lott from the motion picture Burning. You see that picture right there? That's Hunter looking like a damn outlaw. Looking straight like an outlaw. And the lovely Miss Becky. I believe her name is Madeline.
Yeah.
Very pretty girl. She was great. She was so innocent and so sweet, man.
Yeah. That was it.
That song reminds me of, and maybe you'll know this, maybe you won't. I'm a huge fan of Clay Walker.
Yep.
Some old school Clay Walker, but Clay Walker did a song a few years back called Jesse James.
Yep.
That's kind of what that song reminds me of a little bit. I think that, I dig that. I like that. I'm also kind of jealous because, in all honesty, I would love to play like a lawman or an outlaw in a Western movie.
Oh my God.
That was really cool, man. That was a fun little surprise to find today. I gotta say, I did a little something, but hopefully you'll get another role again down the road.
I hope so. I really do. The best part about it was when you didn't have a scene and you were playing with all the props. That's the best part. All the guns, we would be sitting there like on the side, and me and the guy who was playing the sheriff and the guy who was playing the bounty hunter and all that. We would sit there with the little pistol.
Like that guy.
We'd be flipping around.
I did not like Scarborough. I didn't like him, man. He did a good job. Like I was like, man, I hope Shadow or the sheriff. I hope somebody shoots him. I hope somebody guns him down. I was kind of hoping you were going to gun him down, but I was like, I hope somebody guns him down. From the moment he showed up on screen, I was like, I don't like this guy. I don't like him.
He's a very, very good actor. He's great in person too. He's loved. They're all amazing in person.
Yeah. That was just like. Yeah, I was just like, man, this dude, you're a snake, bro. You're a snake, bro. He definitely nailed the character and the role. I want to ask you. We were talking backstage, and you said we were talking about your desktop and your computer setup and stuff like that. And you were talking, it was pretty expensive, and we all know when you're doing music or podcasting or radio or something like that, you got to have the best of equipment, or you can just be like me and just barely get by with the bare minimums and do okay-ish and be mediocre at the end of the day. But when we were talking about it, you said that it was almost as expensive as your dream guitar.
Yeah.
Can you show us your dream guitar? Your dream guitar?
Yeah, I've got it right here. I got it.
Well, there it is. Look, that is a beautiful guitar. Now we're not going to ask him to play it. We're not going to ask him to sing.
It's got a story behind it too. That's
that's what I wanted to ask you, and I purposely steered the direction backstage before the show started. What is the story behind? First and foremost, what kind of guitar is that?
This is a custom shop. This is a Fender Custom Shop 1951 70th edition Telecaster.
Nice. I thought it was a Fender. I know a little bit about a little bit. So what's the story behind it, and why was that your dream guitar?
It's my dream guitar. Okay, so because I tell people a lot, and there's a lot of new guitar players that come up to me and they don't know what guitar to get, and I tell them, you go in there and you play every guitar, ignore what style you want. Like if you just because you're a metalhead, you don't need, I have a Sinister Gates custom on my wall.
Nice.
But just because you're a metalhead, you might not find the guitar that speaks to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's dude. So I went into the guitar shop and I looked at all of their teles and all of their strats and everything they had, and I found this one. And I played it, and it was just so insane how I immediately connected with this guitar and how it felt and how it sounded. It was just too good. I've never touched a guitar like this in my life. And then a couple weeks later, I would go in there always to get new pedals or new chords or something. And I'd go in there and I'd play it. And Tony ended up knowing my name, That's the guy who ran that section of guitars. And Tony would hand me the guitar every time I come in and play it. And then they sent it off for a couple months. They wanted some more work done to it on some of the frets. And a year later, I walked in looking for a new Strat because I needed a new Strat for my studio. And I walked out with this. I didn't need another Tele. I have a really good Tele, and I really needed a new Strat, especially for studio work that I was doing and recording and just playing and versatility and all. And the Tele was that same guitar was back in there, and I couldn't leave it behind anymore. And
spoke to your soul, man. You guys were intertwined.
Oh yeah, and it's ever since I've bought this guitar, I've had it for a while now. I've had a hard time finding Telecasters if I need another one, because I found the Telecaster that just makes the other tellies not compete.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Now, do you use that in your live gigs and stuff like that, or so
Mhm.
that's so down the road, 60 years from now, when people are telling the stories of Hunter Lott, that's the guitar that every guitar collector, every music fan,
Yep.
like that's the guitar they're going to want to get in their collection.
It'll be that
Once you're long gone down the road and whatnot, that's going to be the guitar that people want to get their hands on, because that's the holy grail of the Hunter Lott guitar collection.
it's already super beat up, but by the time I'm done with it, there may not be any paint left on it. It might just be straight wood, but it is a dream, and it sounds so good, and it feels so good. It's just, you don't ever find a lot of guitars that feel like this one that sound like it too. You can always make it sound really good, and they might not feel the greatest, or you can make your guitar feel amazing, but it might not sound the best.
I think, and this is just me speaking as a non-musician, just a fan. I don't think it's the guitar that I think that it's the artist, the player. Like I'm a huge Van Halen fan, and for those of you who hear this, not Van Hagar, Van Halen.
Yeah,
I like my David Lee Roth Van Halen.
yeah.
But people have replicated and tried to make the same Eddie Van Halen guitars, but they can't make them sound the way that Eddie does.
Because Eddie's playing the guitar.
Yeah, it's Eddie that's playing it. So for you, that is your guitar. That guitar, from the moment you seen it, from the first time you played it, you and that guitar were meant to be together. And that's super cool that you knew that and you felt that, and it came true for you, man. That's cool. And
It's
for
incredible.
you, it's got to make, when you hear your music played back, it got to make your music sound that much better.
Yep. Oh yeah, a lot, because I with it, and I do a lot of the own recording, all of my scratch tracks too, and things that I end up sending to studios and sending to my producer before we start working on stuff is all done through my studio system with this guitar. And then when we get in there a lot for the final guitar work, I take my amp and I take my guitar, and it goes in and gets put into it. And it's I haven't found a guitar that's, especially a telly. I haven't found a telly yet that will that I don't think I ever will. So
Like oh God, what was it? Gone in 60 Seconds. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie with Nick Cage. That Mustang was like his end all be all. You know what I mean? Gone in 60 Seconds is basically a movie. It's a little bit older movie, a lot of older movie actually. Come to think about it, Nicolas Cage was a car thief, and he had a whole crew, but there was one car that always eluded him, and it was a Mustang. And it was like, it was that car was meant to be that, and I can't remember the name of the car. Jarvis is going to pop in there in a minute with the name of the car and make me feel freaking stupid, because I don't know, it's like the Bethany or Amber or Jamie or something like that.
I wouldn't be able to tell you. The last Nicolas Cage movie I saw was wasn't it like the convicts on a plane?
Wow. Con Air.
Yeah, Con Air. That's it. Yeah.
Wow, you really are out of touch. We love Nicolas Cage at the Nonsensical Network, man. We love Nick Cage. There's a movie out there. It's called Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, I've seen that.
The movie's so bad it's good.
Yeah, I want to release that recognizes. And then
a great movie.
Wasn't he on like National Treasure too? What's that movie called?
I never watched National Treasure, but yeah, he was in National Treasure. I think they made 2 or 3 of those movies. So I want to ask you, totally off subject. We're getting to know Hunter tonight. We're diving into the world of Hunter.
Yep.
This is kind of your stage. This is your platform.
All right.
What kind of movies are you into? What's your favorite genre of movies? What do you like?
Favorite genre? I like it all.
Okay.
Probably, maybe not now because it's really hard to make a good horror movie today. But
Agreed.
horror movies, I love horror movies. I love the Insidious franchise and the Conjuring franchise and
Great movies.
all of that, Annabelle, all that whole universe. And then I like action movies too. When I was little, probably too young to watch Rambo, but I was a huge John Rambo fan when I was little.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah, I was going to say because you were still pretty young when the last one came out.
yeah, the first Rambo I saw was Rambo 4.
Nice.
I think he's later. I think he's got one later, but
oh yeah, I mean, he's got. Thank you, Jeffrey. Eleanor is the name of the car.
Oh, yeah,
That's the name of the car in Gotham City. I knew it was. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff's my co-host on Nonsensical Nonsense. Jeff and I created this podcast world that we live in now. This podcast multiverse, KTKM. That's one of my best friends. Him and I have known each other since we were 15. So,
wait.
But yeah, no, dude. I slept on the Insidious movies. I slept on the Conjuring verse, and then I finally watched them, and I'm like, because I'm a huge horror guy. I love horror movies. I love horror and I love action movies.
Yeah.
And now I'm 100% into Insidious. I
Oh,
want
yeah.
more. I
Those
want
are-
more of the Conjuring universe. I want more. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So,
Yeah.
I grew up in the era of Michael Myers,
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger. And much like you saying you were too young to be watching John Rambo, I was way too young to be watching the horror movies that I watched when I was growing up. But I grew up and I watched them and I loved them to this day. I grew up with the action heroes, Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, even Steven Seagal. Yes, I know I'm going to get hate.
Mhm.
Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah, we love Chuck.
Schwarzenegger.
My house. Chuck Norris jokes in my house, or they live rent free in my household.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I
Shut up, Leggy.
I like all movies. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd, actually, and I'm a huge Star Wars nerd from top to bottom as well. And
Okay, you're a huge Star Wars fan. Greatest Star Wars character of all time.
the greatest Star Wars character of all time,
Mm-hmm.
Anakin Skywalker.
Eh,
What? Who?
Jar Jar Binks, baby.
Of course, Sith Lord Jar Jar. Sith Lord Jar Jar.
No, you're about to get some new fans. Just so you know, you said Harry Potter and Star Wars. You're about to get some new fans.
I love them all. I don't have a bias. I like Lord of the Rings. I like the Hobbits. I like all of that. All of that stuff.
You have to forgive me.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
You have to forgive me.
We're actually the birthday party that we have coming up for my niece is a Harry Potter themed birthday party.
Wow. You have to forgive me. And I'm sorry, but everybody gets this. And I didn't think I was going to I didn't think you were going to get this tonight, but I stand corrected.
Nerd. You're a fucking nerd. Nerd. You're a fucking nerd. And no one likes you. No one likes you.
100%. That's me. That's me.
We have that on the main show. Every time somebody nerds out, I'm a nerd too. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a comic book nerd. I'm a sports fan. I'm a sports nerd. We have that. And anytime somebody starts to nerd out, we drop that. That's what Jeff said. Don't do it.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, I gladly accept my nerdiness and for the whole world to see. I don't hide it. I will never hide my nerdiness.
Oh yeah, Leggy Lady here in the comments. She's actually from Edinburgh. She's over in Scotland. So and she's a friend of the network, a friend of mine, and she's in here hanging out tonight.
And she lives over
Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, let your nerd flag show, man. We all nerd out about something. Don't be ashamed of it.
I want to go to New Zealand where they filmed the Lord of the Rings to see all those Hobbit houses. That would be so cool.
Jeff actually is a hobbit. I could introduce you to a real life hobbit. And Jeff at KTKM, he's a real life hobbit.
I've always been a Hobbit,
I drive him crazy because that's not my wheelhouse. But I know enough about those movies to be dangerous, and I can make references, and then it drives them crazy because I make the references right.
I know all the lore, all of it.
We do have two hobbits on the show. All the lore. So wow, dude, like that's actually kind of I want to say I'm a little bit surprised.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not all that surprised, hearing you say that you're a bit of a Potter and a Hobbit guy, Star Wars guy. So I got to ask you, because I seen the first 3 Star Wars movies, and I've dipped my toes into the other ones. Are you, first and foremost, Jeff? You know better. Second of all, are you partial to the original 3, or do you like the other 47 after better?
The original 3 are amazing movies because you always got to say that the original 3 were, for their time too, they're just insanely good. It's unbelievable actually what they, for the time period that the movie that they came out with, and it's so, but I grew up watching. I like them all. I like the 4, 5, and 6, and episode 1, 2, and 3 because I grew up as a little kid watching episode 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Hold on, Jeff. Hold on. I want to prepare Hunter for this. I told you I can introduce you to a real life hobbit. I know hobbits. Hobbits are real. He knows better than to come up here on Friday night because Friday night's my show. But he's going to pop up anyways. This is my co-host, my co-creator of Nonsensical Nonsense, one of my best friends in the entire world, the one and only Hobbit Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
What's up, Hunter? The don't do it, by the way, that was the Jar Jar Binks line. I swear to God, if I was closer, I'd slap him every time he does it.
No, that's okay.
And he does it just to piss me off.
I've heard a lot of people say their favorite character is Jar Jar. A lot.
Oh no, I 100%. I do it on purpose just to drive the Star Wars fans crazy because, in all honesty, if I was little Anakin, or if I was one of the droids, or if I was Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader or Darth Maul was badass. I'm not gonna lie, that was a cool freaking character.
Yeah.
Well, Hunter, I actually have a question since you're a Star Wars nerd.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Mandalorian?
Oh, geez.
I liked the first season.
Agreed. First season was pretty good.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked the second season. Okay. And
I don't think I've finished the second season yet.
I watched 1 episode of the new season, and I doubt I'll watch anything more, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they got so much controversy after they kicked off Gina.
Yeah.
And that by the time it came back, it was just, they ruined it.
I haven't watched the Book of Boba Fett yet either.
I
have not either, but I've heard good and bad.
One scene from, I don't know if it was Mandalorian or what it was, but the big tank dude that sacrificed himself. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like he he held the door open and then got everybody out, and they were all dressed in Boba Fett costumes, and he held the door. He was a big old tank, and then he let the door close, and there was one female Boba Fett, and she was like, "No," and he was like, "I have to do what I have to do," and he had a big he had a big LMG, and he was just like,
That was
mowing
the
down
Goonies.
hand-to-hand combat. I was like, let's go.
That was the Goonies. Sloth letting all the kids out.
Oh, it was in the Mandalorian, man. It was like I don't know what was going on. I seen it on TikTok. I didn't know what was going on. I was just like, yeah, the big guy.
That might have been a season 2 thing. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
It was
I love when the big
Boba Fett. This is a Boba Fett thing.
Is it? Yeah.
I love when the big guy gets like, because I'm a big dude. Like, I'm not a little guy, man. And I love when the big guy gets to be the fucking hero, because 9 times out of 10, us big guys, we're just a joke. You know?
Yeah, he's a big dumb animal.
Yeah. He sacrificed himself to save all the other Boba Fetts.
They're actually Mandalorians.
Whatever.
That's the whole concept.
Whatever. So I want to ask you, you're a huge nerd. Again, much just embrace that. Just embrace that ish, man. You be a nerd. So when the time comes for you, bro, like you meet the right woman, you settle down, you get married, you decide that you want to have kids. Are you gonna name your kids like after like Harry Potter, Star Wars, or Hobbit characters?
I tried.
Okay.
Now, my son's name. I already have a plan for my son's name, and I've wanted to name my son for a long time, because my second passion other than music is bow hunting or archery. Always has.
Okay, nice.
I haven't been hunting with a gun since, I don't know, it's been years now. It's only been bow hunting. And I'm super passionate about that archery. So I think having a son named Archer would be super cool.
That's actually really cool, man. I like that. Yeah. Especially, because your name's Hunter. You got a cool name.
Yeah.
You got a cool name. And you're Hunter. He's Archer. That's cool, man. That's actually really cool. What all do you bow hunt?
Anything that's legal for me to bow hunt. So
actually, Sasquatch are in season, Hunter.
Yeah, actually, Sasquatch
fire away.
That's cool. But that was when I was introduced to hunting. I was introduced to bow hunting. And then I never been a big fan of rifle hunting. Because I got a destroyed shoulder. So I can shoot a shotgun. It just it hurts. And I'm left-handed, and I'm not. I look like I have special needs if I try to do anything with my right hand, or if I try to change. If I try to change anything, and unfortunately, my quote unquote shooting shoulder is absolutely destroyed. So I prefer bow hunting. But I haven't been. Oh my God. Man. You might not have been born. You might not have been born the last time I went bow hunting, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's all. Especially when whitetail season is around, man. We're in the day.
Now, do you do crossbow as well?
No.
Are you?
That's cheating. Those are called cross guns.
Same difference. Yeah, I get it.
No, my dad shoots a crossbow. He loves his. But yes, I shoot a combo.
You know what? Sometimes when gentlemen of a certain age, we get to a point where, we go for the simple things in life, right?
No, like there's a guy on TikTok. He builds bows. Have you seen this guy?
That could be anybody. There's a bunch of them. There's Clay Hayes.
The one guy, he just built one. It's like a 200-pound draw, and he can't even pull it back. And somebody ordered it because they're big bow hunters, and they couldn't pull it back either. Like, it's a 200-pound draw. That's a huge.
Bow.
Yeah.
A lot of people who have never shot a bow, you'd be surprised. They call them bow hunting muscles.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, as a matter of fact, that the high school quarterback was named was Luke, and he had a hunting bow, and he had it set for 70 pounds. And our running back set the record in Mississippi for most yardage run in a season. He's a strong kid. He's a super
Cornfed.
running back, and he couldn't pull back the quarterback's bow. You know, it's just he couldn't. He could bench press and squat in every single one of us, but he couldn't pull back the bow just because.
Complete different set of muscles.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
So what got you into bow hunting?
I've been just normal hunting my whole life. Rifle hunting when I started when I was little. My dad, you know, and doing everything from squirrels to rabbits, deer, turkey, all of that stuff. And then I liked the idea and the therapy, like the therapeuticness and the beauty and the skill it takes to bow hunt.
100%.
That's I gotta agree with you, man. That's exactly why I enjoyed bow hunting. I was never a big gun hunter in general. I was growing up, and my friends in school and stuff, they would get up. Plus, I'm in Ohio. Deer season.
It's
I
about
don't want
it.
to get up at 4:00 in the morning. Hey, because it's like 30
Turkey season.
below, and there's 8 feet of snow out there. But I was a tracker. I've always been very good at tracking.
Yeah.
Shout out to my indigenous people blood. But you know, sometimes it pays off to be a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
But you know, they would call me and they're like, "Hey, Glick, we shot a deer. You know, we need help track." I love tracking because it was very therapeutic for me. I love being in the woods. You know, the woods or by the water, but I love being in the woods. I'm in my own world. You know, I'm doing my thing, just tracking. You know, it is very therapeutic. And I agree with you with the bow hunting thing, because it takes a certain type of individual to really enjoy bow hunting and to really get into that world. And I loved it. I mean, I had a traditional bow, and I had a compound bow as well. And I just to be out there and do your thing, and it really brought you back. And bow hunting for me is like, this is what our ancestors did. You know, they didn't have 12 gauge or this, that, or other thing. They were in tune with nature. They were listening. They were watching. The scents, the smells, the weather change. You know, everything like that. You're locked in, man, and you're in your own world. So it is 100% very therapeutic.
It's so much more rewarding with a bow. It's so much harder. People don't know. People who do hunt, but people who don't know, don't understand how skittish those animals are. And the slightest movement you make and they're out.
Yeah.
The wrong smell too.
Smell, that's another thing. You can't beat a deer's nose. If he's got you downwind, he's not coming.
Nope.
So, and then I've spooked so many deer just when they're totally behind cover, they can't see me, and just the drawback of the bow myself, and they stick their head up, and it's like, how did they hear that?
Yeah.
How? You know,
that's the nice thing about the traditional bow. You know, you don't have, you know, the compound has all the mechanisms. So that traditional bow, it's smooth, it's silent. A bow is a silent killer, man. You hear people talk about snipers and they're silent killers, but you look back in history and you look back at our ancestors, and you know, before snipers, some of the most deadliest people in the world were those who just had a branch that they molded and shaved down and hooked a string to, or intestines, whatever, and it could draw back a bow and sit in silence. I mean, you sit like this. If you can sit like this for God knows how long, until that that deer comes within your eyesight and you let go, man, it's game over. And it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of it's a tough thing to do at the end of the day.
It takes a lot of practice, a lot of patience, and it really is patience. I've sat at full draw for at least 2 minutes before, just waiting,
Just
and they are taking their sweet time, and I don't have another opportunity. So that's sitting there, my shoulder's about to explode.
No, like I said, me these days, I would love to get back out in the woods. I would love to get a bow, but 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I'm not because like I said, I'm drawing back. This shoulder is shot. This shoulder is shot. So, I got maybe 2 minutes max. Like, you got to hurry up and do your thing so I can kill you. So I can. Because it starts cramping up. Hey, getting old ain't no fun, brother. I'm just saying, enjoy being in your 20s.
I'm trying to enjoy it. When I start grunting to get out of my chairs, is when I know my time's coming.
Every time.
Right around the corner.
I sit down, I make noises. I stand up, I make noises. I go to bed, I make noises. I get up in the morning. Sometimes it's not even me being vocal; it's my body. Just enjoy it. So I want to ask you, man. I'm enjoying getting to learn so much about you tonight, man. This has been really cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Music wise, and I'm not cutting you off by no means. Trust me, I told you can stay as long as you want. You can stay as short as you want. I have no schedule. I do what I want.
I do have to dip at 9:30, but
you're good. Okay. Well, let me get to what's coming up in the future. We heard about you got your music show coming up in your hometown, which, man, I'm super excited for that for you, because that's going to be so cool to go back to your hometown and perform on that stage in front of your friends and family and everybody. Album wise, what do you got coming up? What are you working on album wise?
Oh, we've got. I can't.
As much as you can disclose.
Yeah. Okay. So I can say that I have the song that I just released today, "Life of the Sinner," and then I have the one in May the 4th coming out that I've teased, right? We can what I can say is that it will be consecutively with the same patterns throughout the rest of the year.
Nice.
I am songs ahead. Many songs.
Nice.
I have one more song tonight, and I wanted to ask you about this song. I Stand My Ground.
Yeah.
Did you write this one, or was this another? Did you co-write? You wrote this one.
I wrote it.
Where did this song come from? Because this is another. I picked my 4 favorite songs. I got to be honest with you. I picked 3 favorite songs and one that I was excited for tonight, being Life of the Sinner. I was excited for that. But where did that come from? That I Stand My Ground.
It's just one of those songs where I'm super appreciative, and I cannot pretend to be as brave as the people who put their lives on the line for me, and for our country and stuff like that. So I don't take, there's a lot of people like that. They get criticism that I don't understand. So, I just always have thought about, that I wrote a song back in the day where it's like, if you don't have anything, nice to say, then don't say nothing at all. I wrote a song back in the day like that. And it's the same thing to know about that song. It's just like, I've got my opinions and you're going to have your opinions and all that stuff. And it's totally cool if you have an opinion and if you have a different opinion of me. And, but I'm not going to sit there and just and attack you for it. I don't expect you to do the same to me, but I do believe in whatever you believe in, you should believe in strongly, firmly, and that you should have those beliefs, because, what do you have if you don't know what you're talking about and you don't know your beliefs and all that stuff? So that's where that song came from.
Absolutely. I mean, and unfortunately, I wasn't in the military. I say unfortunately because that was my goal in life. I wanted to join the Army. I was going to make a career out of it. I was going to do 25, 30 years, however long I could have done. I wanted to do a certain job that, unfortunately I was told I couldn't do the job I wanted to do because Private Ryan, I'm a sole survivor in my family. I was the last of a bloodline.
Really?
Yes. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. I can find something else to do. And I found something else to do. But then medical issues. Like I said, I was an athlete in high school as well. Blew my knee out playing football. I busted up my ankle playing basketball. Not proud of it, but I also had from my teenage years to my early 20s, I had a mean streak a mile long. I was a very hot-headed. I had a little bit of a violent streak in me. So, I've done other damage to my body, even though my recruiter was like, when the medical records came back, my recruiter was like, this guy can literally run circles around anybody that you put up against him. So I couldn't go into the military, but I am a huge supporter of the military. Both my grandfathers were in the military. Both my grandfathers served. My dad was in the military. Shout out to the 101st.
Yep.
My dad, Jeff, claims to be a Navy vet. I'm just fucking with you. Jeff's a Navy vet. One of our other friends from Talking Shit, he's a Navy vet. Another friend of mine, one of my other co-hosts, he is not only an Air Force vet, he did 8 years in the Air Force, retired from the Air Force. The day he retired, he re-enlisted into the Army.
Yeah, so he's doubly dumb.
And he did 3 years there. And unfortunately, medical issues took him out of the Army. Cam, who is down here on the bottom screen, that's my little brother. Not by blood, that's just that's my little brother. At the end of the day, his dad did like 475 years and in the Coast Guard. So I'm very pro military. I'm very pro our military. I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful for them. And maybe that's why that song really struck a chord with me. Maybe that's why that song really touched me. But I really do like this song. I want to play it here real quick. This is Hunter Lott's "I Stand My Ground," and we'll play that. We'll be right back.
It's a big old world of decisions. Are you making the right ones? God's country from the beginning. The devil's playground ain't where I'm from. So I stand my ground where this cross river crowns fly my flag, support the military loud. You can't express your will, have opinions, but so can I. And I will till I die. Yeah, I stand my ground. Yeah, I'm tired of how things are now. I wish they were like they used to be. You don't like what you see, it's okay to disagree. Do your thing, just don't tread on me. I stand my ground where this crowd's real proud. Fly my flag, support the military loud. You can't express your will, have opinions, but so can I. And I will till I die. and I give that firm handshake. I talk to God through my days to help me correct my mistakes. I stand my ground where this cross real proud, fly my flag, support the military loud. You can expect sure we'll have opinions, but so can I, and I will till I die, 'cause I stand my
Mr. Hunter Lott. I stand my ground. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great song. Another great song, man.
Thank you, brother.
I like it.
Like I said, you know, I'm loving one of the biggest things that I'm loving about doing this show and everything is the fact that my Instagram is so full of so many great artists that I feel like, you know, don't get the attention and don't get the love that they deserve. And Hunter, you are one of them, man. I came across you and I was like, let me check this kid out real quick. Let me dive into this wormhole. I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful that you know, I messaged you and you messaged me back and we chit chatted a little bit and you agreed to come on the show.
Yeah,
I do definitely want to have you back on the show again down the road.
I'm down. I've had a great time, dude. I'm so down.
I almost want to invite him to a Saturday night show, but I feel like
I was thinking the same thing.
I feel like we would corrupt him and maybe taint him. We have to protect Hunter at all costs.
I agree.
We have to protect him.
Phil, on. I mean, I've had a great time. I actually really love what you're doing here because I love podcasts like this. I love podcasts where you just sit down and you talk about whatever, you know, and there's no scripts, there's nothing like that.
7 of them a week now.
We have technical difficulties, and it's like, you know, the whole world sees it, but it's, you know, it's whatever. Like, I love stuff like that.
We just roll with the punches, man. We just roll with the punches. I wanted to ask you one last thing.
Yeah.
Can we see the tat on? Can we see the tat on your arm? Because I've seen it in pictures, and I'm digging it. Yeah.
All right. So
on your forearm, the music notes and stuff.
There's a microphone right there.
Nice.
One of those, like these mics.
It's an old school mic.
Old school. Yep.
Yep.
And then going further up, that's the head. That's a guitar head. I don't know if you can. Wait, there we go. Yeah. Yep. So there's.
Yeah.
And I've got music notes in between it as some filler. And then this is a clock that hurt super bad, by the way.
Yeah.
So
it's right in that tickle spot.
Man, it was awful. But it's got my my time started 9/29/99. That's the
nice.
That's the
yeah. I've seen the one on your forearm, and I really liked it in your pictures. I hadn't seen
that one, and I got all of this done as well. So this one, I have a prostate cancer tattoo right here because my dad is a prostate cancer survivor.
Oh, all right. Shout out to cancer survivors. The cancer warriors and stuff is very near and dear to our heart. One of the first things that we did as a podcast was Connor, who's now one of our co-hosts. He had a very good friend of his. She was diagnosed with cancer. And I was like, oh, we're small time. We don't matter much, but we absolutely will get behind her. And we jumped behind her and supported her. And not only was Connor a friend of hers, I developed a friendship with her, and not only her, but with her mom. And I got to take that journey with them as she fought cancer, and she kicked cancer's ass. And, and I was so grateful to be a part of that journey, and so thankful as I came in as a stranger. I've been touched by cancer so much in my life by complete strangers.
Yeah.
I used to work at a facility where it was actually, it's been so long ago. I used to work for the Ohio State Medical Center, and the building I worked at was the tower was mainly a James Cancer Tower.
Yeah.
I was just a maintenance guy, but I was always there, and I seen patients come and go, and complete strangers. Thankfully, nobody in my personal life, nobody in my immediate life has been affected by cancer. But being an outsider and becoming a part of their story, a part of their journey. Cancer survivors and cancer fighters, I hold very near and dear to my heart. People that I didn't know from Adam, I became friends with because they were there every week, and they would see me, and we would get to chit chat, and you'd get to ride the good, man. You get to see them ring the bell, but then you'd also get to get the bad news, and you don't see somebody for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden their mom or their sister or their daughter or their son or their friend or whatever comes in just to give you the bad news.
Yeah.
They lost their battle. For me, it's very personal because I'm very grateful that opportunity was given to me to be a part of their lives and to be a part of that struggle and be a part of that journey through the ups and downs and the good and the bad. And hopefully their interactions with me made things a little bit better. I'm assuming it did because, family would come and tell me, hey, A or B or C or whatever happened. I got invited to weddings from cancer survivors. I got invited to birthday parties, graduations. And it's like, I'm just a dude changing a light bulb. I'm just a dude because you're hot. You want to be cold. You're like, I'm nobody important, but I got to take that journey. So, shout out to your pops, man. Congratulations on kicking cancer's ass at the end of the day.
He did.
That means that's so cool. I mean, that for me personally, like I said, I've never been touched by it personally, and I really hope I never am. But in a way, I kind of have been.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing thing, man. Shout out to your pops. I thought about doing the old school mic thing, like on my hand. We were talking about tattoos before the show. And I thought about doing the mic thing because, as a podcast host, and this is what I love, and this is what I do, kind of like the Joker, with the like do the mic. So, man, I can just anytime I'm on a microphone, but I thought, and I want that same old school mic like you have, but I don't know. I mean, I kind of told you
when we get bigger.
I mean, I can stay smaller, I can stay big, I can go big. It don't matter. At the end of the day, it's still a passion, it's a dream, and that's what I appreciated about the tech. And I've seen it in some of your pictures, and that's really cool that part of your this is your journey, this is your life, and it's very music incorporated.
Oh yeah, it is.
Alyssa said we might scare him away on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know. I think he might be able to hold his own.
I think he'd hold his own, but I think he also might go.
He'd think different about us.
I don't know, man. I've been to some places, so.
Well, Saturday night we do the open door challenge where anybody and anybody could come in, and one of our favorite things to say during those shows is, "Wait, that's the line that we're supposed to cross," but we cross it every time.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, Hunter. I'll start sending you the link. Don't feel obligated. On Saturday nights, I'll send you the link. And if you're feeling extra frisky and you're feeling froggy and you're not doing anything and you want to jump up, you are more than welcome. Tomorrow night, actually, we're doing the roast of Glick. Our entire network.
It'll be the easiest show ever.
Jeff, Connor, Mark, Brian, and friends of our shows, Leggy, Jarvis, or Blazin, Cam, if he's available. I don't know who's going to come up, but they're roasting me. It's the roast of Glick tomorrow night.
Dude, I didn't even know this. Hell yeah.
I'm just going to.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Call yourself a fan.
But I'll start sending you a link, man, and don't feel obligated. Don't feel like pressured or anything like that. But if you're free on a Saturday night, and you want to pop in, I will warn you, it's not for the faint of heart.
Gotcha.
We're giant children.
We're not good human beings.
Yeah, we're not.
not
You
good
know,
human beings.
we've decided a long time ago that there's a special place in hell already waiting for us where
Gotcha.
we're gonna rule, and we call it the
6
VIP
hours.
section.
Yeah, we can't go to hell. We're not going to go to heaven. They're putting us right outside the pearly gates in a VIP section where we're just going to mess with St. Pete for all of eternity.
Gotcha.
See if we can make him go crazy.
Yeah, but I have a tattoo cancer ribbon on my arm from my mother-in-law, Grandpa. Oh, nice. Oh, there you go, man. I didn't know that you were affected
Do a
by
tattoo
it.
episode.
Mark's the host of Talking Shit. He's a member of the network. I do want to. I know you got to get ready and run. We've been teasing it all night. We've been stirring the pot all night. We've been talking about it all night.
Yeah.
This comes out May 6th, right?
Yep. It drops on May the 6th.
May 6th. This is just a sample. This is just a taste. This little appetizer, if you will. This song, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call it right now, man. I'm gonna call it right now, my friend. This is easily a top 40. We're gonna call it a top 20 hit.
You got a bubble too.
We're gonna call it a top 20 hit.
That's the hope, bro. That's the
We're
hope.
gonna call it a top 20 hit. Coming out May 5th. I'm gonna give you guys a little sample. If you're not already following Hunter, he said it earlier, and I meant to give you multiple opportunities, and I apologize. The conversation, we were having so much fun with the conversation that I totally forgot. But I want you to shout out your social media before you take off.
Yeah,
But
of course.
I'm gonna give you guys a little sample. May 6th.
Yeah.
Just a week or two away.
Yep.
You had your chances coming out. And this is something that I'm looking forward to. I haven't heard the whole song, but I am super excited. It's a little sample, if you will.
And you opened my soul and decided to just close the door. But I should have known that you were gonna drive me crazy. Have my thoughts saying maybe she loves me, but why am I in so much pain? I look over my shoulder, cause you're getting bolder. And I'm never gonna be safe. Girl, I think that it's time to tell you I know you lied. I've heard your secrets that your ego just would not let you keep. Baby, you roll the dice, and now that I'm doing fine, you text me, call me, and DMing me while I'm trying to sleep. You said that you were sorry, but you gotta know I made up my mind a long time ago. I'm happier now, and so I'll keep my stance, and then I'll do my dance. Baby, you had your chance.
I like it. I like it.
Man. Jeff, I told you earlier, I was like, I gotta think of a few people I'd like to send that song to personally.
You and me both.
So I'm going to come out too. I'm so excited.
And then, you know, there's so many, dude. You are a professional. You are right up there on Glick level.
I have a question before he goes.
You have been teasing that, and I believe one of the videos that you made that you teased that song, you had your guitar in it.
Yeah, I did. It was there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like he's teasing the hell out of it. I'm super stoked, man. I can't wait. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now. It's a top 20.
Right.
It's a top 20 hit, bro. This is gonna be your breakthrough song. You're gonna drop this bitch, and you're gonna and I've tried real hard not to curse tonight, just so you know. I curse like a sailor, but I've tried real hard not to curse tonight. But you're gonna drop this, and you're gonna blow the fuck up, man. You're gonna blow up, and I'm gonna message you and be like, I don't even know who you are, bro.
Yeah. top 40 is the absolute dream. That's what we're going for.
I think this is gonna be your song, and this is gonna be that jam. And people are gonna be doing TikTok videos, and you know if they start making TikTok videos, and
it's a game.
I'm gonna tell you something. I might be the first one that does a TikTok video to this song once it drops.
All right. I'll be looking forward to seeing that. That'll look good.
But I'm super excited for it, man. I'm super excited for everything you got going on, and you know, getting to know you tonight and hanging out with you tonight. I'm super grateful, man. I do appreciate you coming on. I look forward to hanging out with you again down the road. The door is always open, brother. I want us to stay in contact with each other and communicate back and forth and chit chat. I'm definitely going to hit you up when I'm down in Nashville. It'll be next October. We'll be down there. Definitely want to hit you up. But yeah, you know, like I said, you know, do this again. You're welcome on the Saturday night shows. You're welcome at any time. Shut up.
I got something to tell you that you may not know about. You had your chance, by the way. So there's a dance competition for it starting.
Oh, really?
So there's a dance competition for it starting, and Nashville, we've gotten a lot of sponsors to line up with it. And we've gotten my promotions team in Nashville to be a part of it. And there are winners. There are cash winners that are going to be selected for whatever the best dance is going to be for You Had Your Chance.
Nice.
So hopefully, I don't know exactly how big the pool is, but I think it's I think like the first place winner is like $2,000, 2,500, just or something.
A little unknown.
I'm saying right now, it's not me, Chris, or I that wins because we're very, very clear. We don't. We can't. You say you can dance.
A little unknown fact about your boy Glick.
Yeah.
This Sasquatch has got rhythm, and I've got moves. I'm just saying.
I have a question before he leaves.
Yeah, what's up?
It's totally random, but how do you decide like your release date? Do you just pick a random date and you just hold it off until then, make everybody wait, or is it like the production coming through? I've always wondered that.
It's a major factor of production, how busy I am, on top of just keeping it consistent. So, you know, anywhere from like 6 to 8 weeks constantly apart from each other. That's one thing that we'd like to do. Just people be consistent on releases. And because a lot of time goes back, and a lot of time goes into writing, a lot of time goes into the production of it all, and then the promoting of it all and all that stuff. So then keeping them, you know, at a certain time frame apart. It's not random. It's all calculatedly placed. But you also have people who, like some of the people that are on my teams here, on my promotions team. There are people who are better at knowing what date it needs to be released. You know, really. But also because the festival that I have, the big gig coming up on May the 4th. You know, it's just 2 days after is when You Had Your Chance drops. And all of those people at the festival are going to get to hear You Had Your Chance live. We're playing it live and we're advertising.
Please tell me you're going to have somebody professionally record you doing that live.
Multiple.
Can I get a video of that?
Yeah, of course. And I can get you a video. I can promote, and I'm going to put it on all my socials.
Nice. Okay. I just want to say to Hunter's people, I don't particularly like you too much because he was going to actually play his guitar and sing live tonight, and you guys said no. So
but,
I'm just kidding. And that was not my doing. But mind you, that was not my doing. That was all Hunter. He was like, "Yeah, I got my dream guitar here. I can play a little something. I can sing a little something." And then his people started blowing him up. They're like, "No, you're not."
Yeah, I might play something, but then I was like, well, I didn't prepare, so no. My promotions team said, nope, don't do that.
Don't do it.
Yeah, that was all on him. I didn't put him up to it. That was all on him, and he checked. And you know, I don't want to get you in trouble, but I gotta give him a hard time. Right?
It's okay.
Part of the course.
Hunter, I know you got to go, bro. Man, I appreciate you being here tonight. This was really cool. This was a lot of fun. I hope you had fun. I would love to have you back on the House of Music again. I would love to have you on one of the other shows. We have plenty of shows to choose from. I really, truly do. I hope the best for you, man. I hope you continue to grow. I hope you continue to blow up. I can't wait for the single to drop on May 6th and it go straight to the top 20. Your dream is 40. I'm calling it right now, brother. You're going into the top 20. This is going to be your jam. This is going to be your breakthrough song. And I will be the first one to make a TikTok video to it.
I'm waiting for it.
And when you blow up on the TikToks and the reels and everything like that, man, I just and the thing that I'm really grateful about for you is the fact that you have your head on straight. You know where you're going. You know what you want to do.
Thanks, brother.
And it's amazing to hear from a young man like you because you are just a baby.
He is a fetus.
He's just a baby. I wish I would have had my mind right like you do. So much
Thank
love
you.
to you, brother. I appreciate it. I wish you nothing but success and just keep doing what you do, man. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here watching. I'm gonna be here for the ride. I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be watching. I'm anticipating it. And I can't wait until I see you on the CMAs one day.
One day.
Yeah.
Thank you. I do. I'm so glad to be on and because it's fun. I really appreciate it, man. I really did have a good time. You guys are so laid back, so it's just nice to be a part of something that's just so chill, and just super cool. I do appreciate it. I really do.
You're welcome anytime, brother. And I do want to stay in contact with you, man. I really do.
You know where to find me. I gotta tell the people now where they can find me. I gotta tell them.
Yeah, let everybody know all your social media. Just tell them everything.
All you gotta do is go to my website at hunterlottmusic.com. I have everything there from merch to updates for tour dates, for song releases, and all that stuff. And there is a link tree there as well for all of my socials, for my Insta, for my Twitter, for my TikTok, my Facebook, all of that stuff. And music videos as well. All of those songs that you played, I've got lyric videos and music videos for those, and y'all can go check them out. I'd really, really appreciate it if y'all did. And y'all let me know what y'all did.
It's Hunter Lott, right?
No, it's just Hunter Lott Music.
Okay.
I typed it as he talked.
Yeah.
Now you're making me second guess myself. Yeah, it's just Hunter
Lott. Also, go to Tubi if you don't have Tubi already.
Yeah.
Go download Tubi and watch Vernon and watch the bad boy himself, the outlaw Travis Clayton.
Oh dear. I'm gonna get messages. Yeah.
Excuse me. No, man, I really do. In all honesty, y'all can tell me I'm fangirling out. You can do whatever you want. This is a dream of mine. The podcast thing is a dream of mine, but to be in the music world is a huge dream. I love music. And to get to interact with musicians and chat with them and hang out with them and not do the boring, you've done 5 albums. When's your next album come out? What's your tour dates? Blah, blah. Just actually legitimately get to hang out and get to know people. Typical interviewers aren't going to find out that Hunter's a huge fucking nerd. He's a Harry Potter guy. He's a Star Wars guy. He's a fan of the Hobbits. Nobody's a typical interviewer is not going to find that out, man. But no, I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Enjoy your weekend, man. I hope that you absolutely kill it in your hometown. I can't wait to see the live video. I can't wait for the full release of the new song.
Me too, man.
And just keep doing what you're doing, man. And
I'm gonna try.
And stay true to yourself. At the end of the day, don't let the industry change you, man. You hear the stories of a lot of musicians. Aaron Lewis, lead singer of Stained. He came out on his first country album once he broke away from the record labels. And he wrote songs, and he talked about how being in Stained and being the lead singer of Stained was not who he wanted to be. And
I've got something to say.
How they told him he had to do this, that, and the other thing, man. Just always continue to be you, brother.
Always remember who you came from. Where you came from, because my buddy, he was friends with Kane Brown when they were little. And even as they got older, they were friends. And then Kane Brown is like a major fucking dickbag now. And
Oh,
he just
really?
totally forgot where he came from.
I can't
And
wait for
it's
the day
just
that Hunter. I can't wait for the day when Hunter tells me I don't know who you are. I'm like, yeah, my guy made it. My guy made it. Just so you know,
Yep.
it's in the archives.
Glick, when you get
Or
blocked,
better yet,
you know.
he's on CMT wearing a Nonsensical Network T-shirt. I'm just
That'd
saying.
be cool too. Well,
Nah,
turn
but
it
I just
around.
checked out his page and you know I saw all the Christian beliefs and everything. Just hang on to that, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Well, Cam, I hope you didn't take it the wrong way. I know I was busting your chops a couple of weeks ago, but Cam is recently born again.
Got you. That's good.
yeah,
Congratulations.
it's. I mean, you know, throughout the years, and Glick knows, but you know, I've been through a lot. But man, I give it all to God. I wouldn't have everything I have if it wasn't for him, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the things that he's brought me through, like without him, I wouldn't even be here today. So
Yeah, he's pulling on your
it
heart.
really does.
Blame me, Hunter.
Yeah, no, I'm being serious, man. Looking at that, I can see, man. You're gonna go a long way. Just keep it up. Don't lose faith.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad. I'm so glad to hear that. That's
And
good.
I can hang out with these heathens, and I can still, you know, he can still forgive me. So.
Oh, yeah.
You see my Mjolnir, you know I'm a damn heathen. Hunter's a heathen too. Hunter's a heathen too. Don't let him fool you.
Don't let me fool you. I can hang.
Have proof.
Well, Hunter, if you got to run, bro, I'm not chasing you off, man. You're welcome to be here as long as you want to be here. But if you got to run, man, thanks again. Thank you. I look forward to hanging out with you again, whether it be here or on one of the other various shows. I do look forward to hanging out with you. Hopefully, we'll see you in the chatters box from time to time. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Next, I'm not doing a show next Friday, but next Thursday night, our guys over at Talking Shit. I don't know how they did it. I honestly, I don't know how they did it, and my mind is blown. But they got Richie Ramone from the Ramones, the drummer of the Ramones, and they landed him. And their first thought was not, "Oh my God, this is huge." Their first thought was, "We got to get Glick involved."
Yeah.
You know, so my door is open for everybody. If you're a musician, I want to get into your world. I want to conversate with you, man. But like I said, man, I do appreciate you. Don't worry about the hiccups. Don't worry about the technical difficulties. You know, we had fun, and I know you said you got to run. So one more time, HunterLottMusic.com, correct?
.com.
Make sure you guys go follow him. Go show him some love. If you're down in Nashville, maybe you'll get to see him on a stage.
Yeah, hit me up. See what I'm doing that week.
And if you're where are you from in Mississippi?
I'm from the Hattiesburg area, but I grew up in Collins.
What's the fair you're going to be at?
It's the Okatoma Fest.
Okatoma. I didn't want to mispronounce it.
Yep.
May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Yep.
Okatoma Fest, Mississippi. If you're in the area, if you're even remotely close, take the drive. Go see our guy. Go show him some love. And, hear the release, the debut of his brand new song.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hunter, I got one more question for you, and I already know the answer to it, but I'm going to ask you because I'm going to get you live. I'm going to get you giving me the permission. Moving forward, is it okay if we play your music on our various other shows?
Of course.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
He hesitated.
Yeah,
he did
but for good reason. I mean, by the way, YouTube, that's recorded, so
I feel like Hunter and I
YouTube,
are having
pay
a
attention
conversation when I go to Tennessee or when I go to Nashville.
Oh yeah. You got to.
No, man. I am gonna play. I am gonna start playing your music on our other shows.
That's great.
I do host a men's mental health show, so Life of a Sinner is absolutely gonna get played on there.
All right, cool.
So thank you again, bro. Anything you want to say before you take off, or anything else?
Just thank you for letting me come and hang out. That's all. I got to chill for a night, and just I'm so appreciative of it. Actually, it's been a long time.
We are the most laid back interviewers ever.
AKA worst interviewers ever. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed getting to know Hunter. Hopefully, you guys will check out his music.
Please do.
We will be back. Glick's House of Music will be back next Thursday, again with our interview of Richie Ramone, drummer of the Ramones. And then who knows what's going to go on after that. Make sure you check out the rest of the shows on the network. Monday night being Men Caring for Men. Tuesday nights, Jeff Garage. Wednesday nights is the Nonsensical News Show. Thursday nights is Talking Shit. Friday nights is Glick's House of Music. Saturday nights is Nonsensical Nonsense, Unhinged, Unapologetic. Be prepared because we are a wild roller coaster ride of shenanigans and tomfoolery and flockery. And then Sunday nights, we end the week up with Jarvis doing a movie review. And you can find all the shows all at bio.link/nonsensical nonsense. And these guys have added so much stuff.
Actually, no, you changed it.
Sorry, I should change it. bio.link/the nonsensical network. You can find all the shows there. You can listen to us live on YouTube Monday through Sunday. And you can also listen to us on all major podcast platforms anytime, any place. With that being said, I think I've played all of Hunter's music tonight.
I think so.
I guess I just got to hit the button. So I'm going to hit the button. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for hanging out. Again, Hunter, much love to you, brother. I appreciate you being here. It meant the world to me, being a guy who's trying to get into this music interview game, having somebody come on and like you and just be chill. It means the world. Tune in tomorrow night, Saturday night, Nonsensical Nonsense, for the roast of this guy right here.
All right, brother. I might stop by and say hello and chat. I mean,
movie reviews and interviews. And until next time,
yes,
I don't
sir.
really have a closer for this. Be good or be good at it.